Welcome to the Take Cover Podcast with your hosts, Jacob and Chase. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live once again.
I'm going to go ahead and share it. He's going to share it, and then we're going to get some plugs out the way.
That's right.
And then
I recognize this man right here. He is Take Cover Podcast most wanted list. Cole Mattingly, what are you doing, man? Sharing the stream. What a great
I was
guest.
sharing the stream, too. And you know why I'm sharing the stream, Chase?
Why are you sharing the stream?
Least amount as possible.
What?
He asked me what I was doing. That was a delayed
Oh,
response.
okay.
You're ruining it.
First, we got some business out of the way. Guys, if you are watching or if you're listening to this on iTunes, Google Play, anywhere you can download your podcast, please head on over to our Facebook page. Drop us a like, drop us a follow while you're there. And if you're listening,
Nice.
Oh, what a rookie move, Cole Mattingly.
I know it was. That was awful. That was awful.
Usually the mics don't pick up the backbeat.
Okay, good.
They do.
Anyway, guys, if you're watching this live stream or if you're just happen to be checking out our Facebook, because I told you to if you're listening to audio only, please click our PayPal link. Drop us a tip if you like what you're listening to. Check out our merch at the Teespring link that's included in the description, right, Chase?
That's correct.
Perfect. You can grab yourself some badass T-shirts. Chase has got one on. He's covered it up with a hoodie for some reason, but you know
cold.
you can get them.
We're in a house. Take it off.
We are in your house.
Come
in
on.
fact.
I'm actually very comfortable like
I
this.
feel dad as fuck with this vest on. I'm
You
gonna
look
take
dad
it
as
off.
fuck with a vest
Dude,
on.
you need to go one more button down.
Yeah.
When you look like that, you can go one more button down.
Okay, I'll do that. It is kind of hot here.
There we go.
As Chase complains about how fucking cold it is.
I feel great.
He's just gonna go shirtless and show us all his bad tattoos.
Horrible.
Stick figure tattoos. This podcast brought to you by drum roll. No, I'm just kidding. Parlor 9 Barbers, specifically Jesse Holder. They're down on West 9th Street here in Owensboro. Great dude, great haircuts. I just got mine done, 2 days ago, something like that. Never disappoints. Check him out, Jesse Holder on Facebook, or if you have the Booksy app, that is where you actually make your appointments for him. Anyhow, now that's out of the way, and Chase is now on his phone.
I'm checking the stream.
Talk about rookie moves.
Man, so if you guys didn't catch it earlier, me and Chase actually went live on Warzone.
I saw that.
That was cool.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to do that for months, and it finally came to fruition. So,
Really?
Yeah, super excited about it. We're going to work on me being able to stream from my console. I'm going to get a PC, but in the interim, we're going to try to do from the
Xbox?
console. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I play too.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Are you any good?
Fucking Rolexatron.
What?
Rolexatron, that's my name.
Oh.
Yeah.
He
Where
was
did
like,
that come from?
what the fuck is a
Yeah.
Rolexatron?
Yep.
That's
I don't-
dope. I like that name.
I just fucking made it up. Honestly.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I get
I was like, what's the fanciest watch I know? Rolex.
a
I
Tron.
fucking grew up watching.
Well, Chase, you can't
Autobots
say
and
shit,
shit.
dude. Your name is
Transformers.
Cramblinator.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
That
like
has your name in it.
yeah. So
I can't say anything. My name's Painful Power. We all three have the super lame Xbox names.
Let's talk about stupid usernames. Y'all remember when usernames came out and you could pick yours?
oh
yeah.
yeah.
Like, what was your first one? Do you remember what your first one was?
No, I have no idea. My memory's trash, dude.
Every time growing up, they called me a smart ass white boy. So my fucking first username was SAWB, just for smart ass white boy.
Okay.
That's what I was called when I was growing up.
At what age did you get your first Xbox account? Well, it had been like 36 for you, right?
Yeah, exactly. 1936, before Xbox even came out. No, dude, I was in chat rooms by the time I was 9 years old.
Oh, that's a good age.
Bro, yeah, my parents are fucking awesome.
Let you get away with
Tons
it.
of supervision in that house.
Tons, dude.
I mean,
Like-
couldn't get away with anything there.
No. The weird thing is you could in some days and then you couldn't.
Yeah.
You know, like you ever live with two bipolar people?
No.
It's fucking
As a
hard.
matter of fact. No, I haven't.
you learn to appease them.
Normally it's just one at a time.
Yeah.
Nope.
Coal roll's different.
Yeah.
He lived with two bipolar people. Wow, two
That was-
bipolar people in a single family house.
Yeah, exactly. It was wild.
Yeah.
So, I mean, luckily some days would match up and you'd have an anger person on both. You know, like both of them would be angry on the same day.
Oh,
and you
that's
could just
good.
like get it out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, all right, I'm gonna get my ass whooped by my dad.
Replace bedroom doors.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sheetrock
A lot of
walls.
stitches. A lot of falling off the bed. in the
Bro, I
middle of the
learned how to
night.
wire receptacles. I learned how to
Yeah.
rebuild walls, doors, plumbing.
It sets you up for life, essentially.
Life skills. These other kids don't know what they're.
Yeah. So you turn a negative into a positive. That's what it's all about.
It's called building character right
I
there.
don't have any roots on the front of my teeth, but you know what? It worked
needs
out.
them?
Fuck it.
What do we need? Cavities?
Right. by the fucking time this is all over with, we're all gonna be drinking shakes anyways.
Absolutely.
Doesn't
I don't
really
see why not.
Yeah.
Really? I was on the way here and I stopped at a gas station to get that Bang energy drink, which are fire, by the way. Dude, I'm
Like
on
you
such,
need any more energy.
I'm on such a Bang kick lately, for real. Like, it's been a problem. Like, I
How many a day?
No, like one if I drink one a day. But I try to not drink them every day. I think that's not good. So at first I was like, I'm limiting myself to one a week. And that's, you know, if I have a bad day, like I wake up and just not feeling it, can't get into gear, you know. And then deer season came around where I'm waking up at 4 o'clock every morning and I can't get into gear. so every morning I would just stop at a gas station on the way to the tree stand, grab an energy drink, and that'd get me through. And then I was like,
How the fuck do you sit there with 300 milligrams
Easily.
of caffeine in you?
so, okay, so
I'd be sweating my
the
nuts.
the first time I had a Bang, I didn't have anything to eat that morning, and I thought I was gonna die. Like it was a problem.
Yeah.
Like my heart was beating out of my chest. I couldn't catch my breath. It was like I
You
was
see
running.
things only in front of you.
Yeah, I was like I was
not-
running 100 miles an hour sitting still. It was like a serious issue. And I was like, I am never having one of those again. And then like a week went by and I went, I need one.
Yeah.
And so I found that if I eat, it's not a problem. But, you know, sitting in a tree stand was fine because I mean, most of the time I just play on my phone anyway while I'm in a tree stand. So
Yeah.
I'll just like watch Netflix or something. But you don't sweat because it's cold outside. You know?
Maybe you don't. Fucking, I sweat.
Do you really?
Hell yeah, dude.
This
I
makes
have
it
to change my
colder.
match. I sweat all the fucking time, no matter what. Those bangs make
Really?
me sweat so profusely, it's insane. I like when I drink them, I immediately have to go take a piss or shit, and I sweat my ass off.
Hey,
Like
you got to poop.
like
There's no doubt. Like it's like you
Yeah.
like you drink a nice tall glass of coffee in the morning and you got to poop like an hour later.
Takes
you
a
drink a Bang, you're getting like 10 minutes. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, like you're
I don't
gonna it's gonna sucker punch your asshole like quick.
you better be close.
Yeah.
To like a sanitized option.
Yeah.
sure.
Fuck. Oh, I was on my way here, stopped at a gas station to get the energy. That's where I was. I was telling Chase when I walked in, I was going up to the door. I threw my mask on, and this lady was coming from the gas pumps, and like I got to the door at that awkward like who's gonna grab the handle, you know? So I just went ahead and grabbed it and held it for her. And as I was walking in, I like giggled to myself because like 2019 holding the door for a lady was a chivalrous act. And 2020, it's like a death-defying stunt.
Yeah.
Like in the past, it's kind of like just like thanks. Like most people don't even say thanks. It's just kind of like expected if you get to the door at that awkward kind of timing, you know. But in 2020, you have to say thank you.
Yeah.
Like I just touched all those germs. There could be Rona on that.
Yeah. I just sacrificed my life for you, bitch.
Exactly. I'm basically a nurse. Like, just call me Bill Gates.
I'll take hero. Like, hero. You can call
I'm
me
not
hero.
saying that I'm a firefighter. I'm just saying like I'm one tier above that. You know what I mean? Like,
Definitely the volunteers. No.
oh, there's some salty people over that one. Man, there are a lot of volunteer firefighters.
And they're die hard too, dude.
Everyone I went to high school with is a
Yeah.
volunteer firefighter, or was. That was the thing in high school. If you weren't a volunteer firefighter, you had to get on board.
I think it's because they could leave class early. Fucks. Every one of you.
I think it
fucks.
was.
That's the one. You got it right.
I think it was a way more basic thing than that. You want to know what it is?
What?
You got to have wee woos on your truck.
The PA system.
Yeah, you got to have a PA system on your truck, and you got to drive 100 miles an hour with lights on, and everybody had to get out of your way, even though you're driving a 92 Chevy shitbox.
Right. Which, let's be real, people need to get the fuck out of your way anyways.
Yeah.
Because those are awful. And everybody in fucking Kentucky
The
thinks
drum
they work.
brakes haven't worked since 93.
And they're probably still selling it right now for 10 grand. Look on
Oh,
Facebook.
100%. Those in Jeeps.
Yeah, with
Holy cow.
377,000 miles on it for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
It shit looks like a bent up bow and arrow.
That's because it's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
With roll-up windows.
With roll up windows. That fucking
It's
shitty
got the
ass.
Mexi cranks on it.
Yeah. If you're running OBD1, don't just sell your shit for $500 and get the fuck out of my face.
Just drive it into the crusher.
Yeah, please.
Just throw the keys in the seat and walk away. Just have a Django Unchained moment where it just blows up behind you.
Exactly. I fucking can't stand it.
Mitchell said, "Fuck you, Jacob Payne, at me next time."
Mitchell, Aaron Ferguson, Brandon and Blake Alvey, I'm pretty sure. All those dudes were super hardcore into the volunteer firefighting. I think Aaron got out of it. I know you have to do like a certain number of hours every year or something like that to like stay in the program. It's goofy that it's a volunteer thing. Like you have to give hours of your life training and responding to calls and blah, blah, blah. And the demand is still so high for it that they set expectations. No, it's not enough that you're like willing to come do this stuff.
Yeah.
You need to do it this many hours a year or we don't want you anymore.
Here's the kicker. We're still not paying you.
You know there's still those guys, those kiss-ass guys that are like, I put in 92 hours this year.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, the minimum's 60. He's like, yeah, well, you know. It's like, oh, how much money did you make from it?
Yeah.
That get you
It's not
anywhere?
about the money.
Yeah.
Is it really? How many fucking cats did you save today?
They're basically carving a bronze statue of me beside Interstate 62 this year.
Yeah. I don't even know
For
where
my
62's
300
at.
run. I don't know. It's probably not even a highway, right? It's like in Arizona or something.
What's somewhere? I know that number is there somewhere. It's
gotta
probably
be.
next to Route 66.
Yeah.
I'd imagine it goes in numerical
Well, it's
order.
it's 66, 63. Wait. We'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll
numerical
go with
order.
it. Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
go with it. Yeah.
Well, if there's 50 states, how is there 66 highways? That doesn't make any sense.
It makes a lot of sense, but I'm not going to dive into it.
We'll circle back around.
We'll circle back around.
Like
to that.
Interstate 66.
Yeah. Let's get on bad tattoos.
Oh,
Do y'all
okay.
have any tattoos?
Yeah.
Do you have any ones you regret?
No, I paid a lot of money for mine, and they're well thought out because I'm an adult.
Oh.
You went.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for your ego
Well, I
joining
have
the
a
chat,
stick
Jacob.
figure.
I didn't know your ego was going to show up today.
No,
I'm
like
just fucking with you.
it filled this room when I walked in.
It did. I felt-
Are you like having a hard time breathing? That's because you're breathing me in.
That's why I had to unbutton my shirt. But no. What about you?
No tattoos, man. I just
None?
never like. I was always around people that were getting tattoos all the time, and I was like, "Today's the day," and it just never happened. I just
Today's the day.
yeah, I'm gonna get some stupid thing on my right arm, I'm sure, at some point, and that just never happened.
That's where my
And, like,
first one was. You fuck.
Yeah, well, that's where
Appreciate it.
mostly I
And
feel
now
like
that one's scarred.
everybody,
Yeah.
everybody gets like their first on either their right arm. For women, it's probably their feet, but
Yeah.
Or their lower back.
yeah, or their lower.
That was
back.
like a thing of like our parents, I think.
Bro.
Now it's the chest piece.
Yeah, because
the chest
it was
like a decade older than you.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So it was like it was still like
yeah,
in
like
the
your
phases.
generation.
Yeah. Spring break.
Once it got like, see, we all grew up with the term tramp stamp. So no one wanted the tramp stamp. No one wanted to get that, you know. So they all went to like the feather, like floating away on their foot, or like the infinity sign on their wrist, or the chandelier between their
Semicolon.
titties. The semicolon. Well, that's like a suicide thing, isn't it?
Okay.
No,
well,
that's like a recovery thing. My story's not over. Like the sentence hasn't ended.
There's so many other like punctuation marks that can mean that as
comma.
well.
Comma's not enough. You also need
Right, you need the period
a
above
se-
the comma.
Yeah.
Because that would be too cheap of a tattoo. You can't even get that. They'd be like, I have to charge you the minimum for that.
That is $6.
Yeah. Most minimum's like 50, but yeah.
Yeah.
So no shitty tattoos at all.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I've got a bunch.
That's
on my
always
right
good.
leg specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're ever in the mood for a shitty tattoo, you're like, I know where the spot.
On my chest, I tattooed another girl's fucking zodiac sign.
You tattooed?
I didn't. I
Oh.
got somebody to
I was
do
gonna
it.
say that's
Now,
shitty.
I,
Yeah.
That's real
I
love, but-
tattooed my own kneecap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When I was in the 8th grade, a dude named Tyler McKay had a tattoo gun. And I went to his house after school.
Bro, don't call it a gun.
Don't call it
You're being too insensitive right now.
I went to his house after school, and he tattooed the
Tattoo firearm.
the Microsoft Xbox 360 power on button. You know how it had like the little symbol and like the lineup. Yeah, he tattooed that on him.
Where's that dude at? Can we like pull him up?
He's probably in prison at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that was 8th grade, and you're giving yourself tattoos. He's definitely got hepatitis.
He definitely made bad choices.
No, he was a good guy. I'm just giving him shit.
Are you sure? He was fucking tattooing in
he's
8th grade.
He was a pretty good guy.
Did he also sell Adderall?
I'm sure. I'm like 90,
Yeah.
99 or so
Yeah.
percent.
Thank
sure.
you, Adderall, for my parents getting me prescribed Adderall. My whole entire high school. It
Shout out
made
to-
for a lot of fun times.
Oh my god.
Shout out to Big Pharma.
Shout out to Big Pharma. I appreciate you. The Dexedrine, the Adderall, the Vyvanse, all those.
Oh, that's a lot of big words.
People loved him at my high school.
I'll drink to that.
I didn't give two fucks about him.
Most
I
high
never
schools
had 'em.
around here, the kids just prescribe themselves Bud Lights. So
Amen.
Bush
to that.
Lights.
Bush Lights too.
Bush Light
Yes,
is like,
sir.
Jacob made
prominent
a full
around here.
convert out of himself. What
I
happened?
did, dude. I started with Bud Light. That is what my dad always drank. It was what was always in the fridge, growing up. So I started out with Bud Light, and it's okay. Like, it tastes like beer. You know what I mean? Like, it never really hit
Like
home
shit.
with me. Yeah, it was like I'll have a Bud Light. Bud Light Platinum was a little better, and then recently I
that
just
shit gives me a headache.
really.
Bud Light Platinum, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
It'll raise
recently
the sepsis.
switched to Bush Light.
Oh yeah, is it like I got you?
I just feel like I'm like having to hunch down and talk to you a little bit. Well, don't get real quiet, dude.
No,
Don't make it
everybody
fucking
stop
awkward.
talking. Shh. Shut up. Shut up. Shh. Shut up.
ASMR.
Yeah, this is just a podcast. We don't need to talk on here. Dude, so guess what I
hold
discovered
on, hold on,
lately?
before
Oh.
we got a couple of comments here.
Oh, my bad.
Brittany said, "Are you going to show us your shitty tattoos?" And Jeremy Howe said he's talking about the Nintendo.
Yeah, see, look, I've got a Nintendo controller that was done in my basement. I also have I had a tattoo of a stick figure guy pissing in a girl's butt.
No, that's a favorite.
Yeah, that one's covered up by Batman's son now, along with a cigarette that looks like the Olympic torch.
It's just random.
And I tattooed a money sign on my kneecap because back in the day, if some reason I said if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make dollars, or some fucking dumbass thing I told myself. I can't even remember the fucking
Cents
motto.
make dollars.
Whatever. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense or some shit. Some fucking dumb credo that I fucking lived by.
Yeah.
My fucking uneducated. Obviously, I had such great role models being in chat rooms by the time I was 10.
Yeah.
Somebody said Laura Holmes said camo cans. I don't know. Is she talking about
That's
the,
my sis. Yeah,
the
she's
Busch
talking about the Busch Light.
yeah, like you're not a country boy unless you drink the antler beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the limited edition, and you're just drinking them like they're not collectors.
No, money's
Bro,
nothing to
That's
me.
that TCP
That's-
money
bro.
rolling in.
Yeah.
That's
we're
that
just,
TCP
we're
money.
stacking it, bro.
Speaking of
Yeah.
stagnant, hit that PayPal link
That
below.
PayPal link, yeah, like buy me more beer, please.
Yeah.
These cans not cheap. They're actually like 5 cents, I think, on the back.
Actually, turn it upside down. You get 2 cents when you turn it.
Oh,
around.
really? Don't follow the fucking table.
Thought you were going to.
No, I didn't get the stick figure on me. Yeah, no, I know better.
You fuck.
I got a comment
You're right.
that's
It's a lot of lessons you got to learn. Okay. Obviously, we ended up in the same spot. Motherfucker.
Did we?
Well, we're right here, aren't we?
Oh, you're the guest.
Yeah.
so make sense of this to me. Okay, DSGLM.
Down South Georgia boys lick more nasty old pussy is what that stands for.
Where did that come from?
So that was
Chad Bradford.
Chad, goddamn Chad
my-
Bradford in the chat, boy.
That's my boy right there.
Goddamn, buckle up.
So that tattoo came
You
about.
had that tattooed
I
on
did.
you?
I did. So that tattoo came about hanging out at the tattoo shop, and that was something that all of us got.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was. I think it was a bunch of us. I can't remember. I know Corey Laney may have had one.
That's
I know
one of the
Daniel
like, I
Burfield.
feel like that just reverts back to the saying like, oh, if your friends jump off a bridge, are you gonna jump too? Your
Bro,
answer to
gang,
that
gang.
is
We did a lot
Yeah,
together, y'all.
Gang, gang.
gang, gang. We did a lot together. I love those memories. Don't let them take that from y'all.
Oh well, they can't take the tattoo. That's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
It
the
makes for
Olympic-
great stories, doesn't it?
No.
Lived a great life. It was fucking fantastic. It was right next to a shitty bar, probably still is next to Tops. You walk in,
Tops.
which we call it shitty bar in Georgia,
Yeah.
but it's like y'all's regular bar here.
Oh, okay.
You know? So it smells just like a complete ashtray when you walk in.
Of
and
course.
There's
Yeah.
like
Check.
People still living out their fucking high school years.
Check.
Yeah, at
For
like
sure.
singing karaoke.
Uh-huh.
You know, probably still wearing the
Fist
same
fights. Check.
same size flannel. Yep, fist
Yeah.
fights.
Same
You know,
size flannel.
pool tables over here to the right.
Check. Well, they're to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the left.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was just like, for some reason we would go in there and order their shitty food, and I don't even know why we would do this, but
They're the only place.
like it was all a blur. Literally, like 5 years of my life was a fucking blur on Sunset Drive in Douglasville, Georgia. Chad Bradford's
sounds
house.
like a
Douglas Foot, Georgia.
Douglasville.
That should be
Oh,
a
I thought you
movie.
said Douglas Foot. It also sounds like a name of a town in Georgia, though.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. It was a shorter period than like 5 years, but still,
Yeah.
We
Felt
really
like
kept-
5 years, huh?
it did. I lived lifetimes in those years. Yeah, I think we threw a party one time at Chad's house. There was like 2 kegs we floated and right around 20, 30 packs of beer. It was insane.
Yeah.
And then we would throw another party at my house where it was a 3-level house, and I blocked off the entire upstairs. And in the middle section, I had a live band inside my house. Downstairs, I had a full DJ, and I think outside they were like boxing each other and shit.
Oh, shit. Of course.
And it was we just grew up throwing these fucking things, networking. We were networking before networking was
your
fucking
parents were
cool.
on the top floor, still pissed off.
No, my parents were like, we've done forgot we had a son by now. We're going on vacation.
They were on the top floor, like, what do you think that sound is? Oh, he's in that chat room again.
He's in that chat room. Yeah. No, they didn't. Yeah, little sister was born, and they were like, "Son, who?" And I got to do my own shit
Oh, well, that's easy enough.
sometimes.
Who needs parents?
No.
Yeah. If I learned anything from Home Alone, it's that you don't need parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll unpack that later.
Do we have time for that?
Do we? Yeah.
And look at that, we gotta go.
This was a great podcast, y'all.
Thanks for inviting me on. It's great.
But yeah, it was it was fucking wild to say the least. Like, we had this guy that would show up with a pickup truck bed full of 12-pack sodas, and we didn't ask questions where they came from.
I was about to say, where did he get them?
Yeah. And then another gentleman that worked at an Italian restaurant, and we would call, place an order for all the food we want, and then call 30 minutes later and cancel, and then swing around back and pick up that food.
Nice.
Yeah. We had a pretty good
Yeah.
system going.
Yeah.
Until
Was
law
it
enforcement got
Fazoli's?
involved, and y'all don't like that shit.
I'd say the owners of the restaurant probably weren't a fan.
That restaurant's closed now.
Well, I wonder why.
Yeah, fuck them.
No one ever paid for their food. It'd be a good reason to close.
The hole in the system just like that. Damn.
Yeah. Well, it looks like everyone found a loophole. I don't know what we'll ever do about this back door to the restaurant.
You ever tried to lock it?
You could have just fired that one employee.
Right.
No, that's too much.
No. That's what's fucking everywhere, though, isn't it?
do you
You've got that one shitty employee that fucks up everything. And for some reason,
You
that
got-
motherfucker never gets fired.
You've got ill-incentivized employees. That's what you have.
Ill incentivized.
Yeah.
Damn, you sound like the
Explain
man got
that.
a hold of you.
Yeah, well,
Captain Corporate over here, what the fuck does that mean?
so you've got employees that are happy with their job and don't want to lose their job, right? And then you've got employees that aren't happy with their job and don't give a fuck if they lose their job. Those are the employees that end up doing stuff like that. So if you've got a happy employee who wants to keep his job, he's not going to do that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You don't think so?
No.
Because I've got employees that are happy to have their job, but they don't even know they're fucking up until I educate them that they're fucking up.
Well,
they
that's ignorance. They're not giving hundreds of dollars of food away through the back
true,
door.
True. Yeah, different scenario. Yeah. I didn't know we were still on the Provino's thing, the Italian restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is, it's all circling back like Route 66 and all
Bro,
that.
I'm manic
Yeah.
as fuck, bro. I'm like over here.
You're
over
what?
there.
Manic?
Manic.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you're
Ron?
going to throw out fucking ill incentivized, but you know what manic means?
I thought you said mantic. I was like, what's mantic? I was like, I was all on praying mantises and chopping heads off. I was like all the way down a rabbit hole.
So you're manic too?
Yeah.
Bro.
Telling you. I can't get over your fucking finger condom, bro.
I split my damn thumb open.
This, like, okay, like, so did
And
you
the
have,
only
like,
way to
a
keep-
hangnail? Like, be honest.
Oh, no.
You,
It's
you like,
split all the
bit
way
a
down
little
here.
corner piece and you're like,
You want me to
"Ew."
open it? You want me to take it off?
I don't give a shit.
You want to
It doesn't
you want to
bother
see
me.
it?
Can you
So-
can you put it back on? I don't want to like puke.
Ooh, I can
No,
already
no,
see
no.
it.
Huh?
Ooh.
So it's just the entire thumb.
Oh, no,
is-
that's a Band-Aid. I thought, like, okay, look at the bottom of your finger. It looks like it's like a U-shaped cut.
dude. Oh, that
I was
was
like,
wild.
oh, shit.
Yeah. No, it's just like split right down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of these days when you grow up, it won't be that big of a deal.
Or, yeah, I'm a man. I use my hands for a
You
living.
could just
You
tattoo a
soft-hand-
stick figure over it.
I could.
Yeah, I am not soft-handed. I've got cuts all over my hands, sir.
I see that.
Yeah, he's soft-handed.
I'm the one who works from home.
Earlier, dude, he was telling me today. He was like, "Yeah, I was talking to my friend about our podcast, like our Facebook page, and the things we can do to improve our Facebook page." And he was giving me some tips and blah blah blah. And then when I got here, he was like, I join this, or I jump in this Discord chat sometimes whenever I'm playing these video games. And this guy, I was telling you about him earlier, my friend, and I was like, wait. He's just like a person on the internet. Bro, you've got to leave the house more.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I met him.
There's several people that I know games I can play with them, and they're like, other games I just can't play with certain people. They just don't want to. Same as we can only really play Warzone right now. On the PC, like some people I know, like they only have like 2 or 3 games on their PC and they play everything else on the console. But like I've been playing on PC for like my whole life. That's just the way my dad like introduced me to it. So I was just fucked from the start. I didn't really have an option. I don't
think you were fucked. I am actually upset I got away from PC because I started on PC playing Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Half-Life.
Oh man.
CS:GO.
There you go. Yeah. Back in the golden days of Steam. Yeah.
Yeah.
They see. I feel like there's going to be like an exodus of console players soon because it's not that hard to get a gaming PC going. Like you can basically have somebody build it for you online. It's a very slight upcharge, or you can have them all the way upcharge the fuck out of you, or you can just build it yourself. And that's just what I've been doing for years. And I've literally always take shit for it, which is hilarious because at the end of the day, everybody's always like, I want to eventually start PC gaming, but I don't know who to ask. I'm like, oh, me. Oh,
like I had no interest in PC gaming until I had an interest in streaming. Mm-hmm. And then with the new generation of consoles that are coming out, they're still below what a PC would be for the same price as a PC. So I'm like, at this point, why would you not just switch to a PC?
Yeah.
Like I know that I'm going to have a learning curve to just and be able to fucking play a PC.
Yeah.
But I'm still just going to play with my Xbox controller.
Yeah, which is before that used to be a barrier where people are like, I'm not switching to mouse and keyboard. Now you don't have to. Like a DualShock 4 for like the PS4, I was like, PS5, PS4, what is it? Yeah, they like all that stuff can now just plug directly into a computer, and you can play pretty much every game with a controller. So like that fear for people where it's like, I'll be shitty with mouse and keyboard, it's not really a good excuse. But the entry is like, you got to have a PC that can run the game, right? And so that's going to cost money. But then not just that, like, where do I get a PC that's not $1,000 and it's just for show? Like, there's so many PCs that you can buy that are like $800 to $1,000, but you would never play PC games on. They're just not designed for that. They're either designed for like work tasks like Outlook and like streaming as far as like video streaming, but the difference is just having like a GPU, like a dedicated graphics processing unit.
I went to Walmart and just picked up this like $164 Chromebook, and it like does everything I need. So anybody who wants to get into PC gaming, just go get you a simple little Chromebook and it'll work great.
Do not listen to Jim.
Yeah.
First
of all, you paid $164 for a fucking Chromebook. That would have been a bad idea.
Yeah. Bro, I had no idea what a Chromebook was. So for real, like about a year ago, I went to go get a new laptop because mine was just junk. And so I went and got a Chromebook. It was like $300.
Yeah.
And I was like, this looks like a good computer. I was like looking at the stupid little plaques that they have at Walmart. I'm like, well, this one looks like, it's the best as compared to the others in its tier.
The numbers look higher.
Seems good. So I bought it, took it home, charged it, opened it up, and I was like, what is this? I was like, can I not do anything on this? I literally can't do anything on this. This is great. So I immediately just put it back in the box and took it back. I was like, don't give me this trash. Why do you sell these? Who needs this?
Yeah.
This is junk.
It's like specifically for people that just want to browse the internet.
Yeah.
That's what Chromebooks are for. I had one, a cheap Acer one, that was like $120 when the Chromebooks first came out. I was like, a laptop for $120? Bought. Had a webcam in it, had everything to get up and go, and I bought it for college. And that was a fucking mistake because that was before like Google Docs worked really well. It was like really shitty and shoddy.
Well,
and
that's
like,
the other thing about it is that you can't escape the hand of Google on a Chromebook.
No.
Like, you get like an Android or an iPhone and it will come with some preloaded programs that you can't delete. Chromebook is the preloaded program that you can't delete. It has nothing else.
You're now an employee.
Yes, exactly. Oh, did you want something other than Google? Too bad.
You're going to have to clock in.
It literally wouldn't let me install things.
Yeah, you can't.
Like I went to, okay, this is a good example. I went to the internet to try to download something, and it was like, no.
No.
You can go to our app store and see if it's on there, which, by the way, it's not.
Yeah.
But you can try. Oh, look,
Yeah.
there's Flappy Birds. Download that. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's terrible.
It's definitely hard getting started, but I think that everybody that I know that has made that switch either like stays with PC gaming as long as they can afford it, and then eventually they may have to sell because they're just, I can't play games anymore, so they sell their rig because it's actually worth money, They just don't want to go back to console gaming just because it's the same thing. I feel like between iPhone and Android, people like Android because they can do whatever the fuck they want with it.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit more customizable than the iPhone. Consoles are like iPhones. You pick them up, they work, they don't break. I mean, they break if you drop them, but they are supposed to work. And when you pick them up, their user interface is very user-friendly. There's nothing confusing about it. And it's kind of hard to fuck up. Like, I've had an iPhone 6S Plus for like 3 years now.
Longer than that, bro.
What's that?
You may have only owned her for that long. That bitch been out since 2009.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've had this thing for so long. I've dropped it. I've treated it like shit. But the iPhone itself.
Yeah, you don't even have a case on it, bro.
Yeah, I have had a case on it for like maybe like 10% of its life. It does have a little crack on it, but Jacob knows me. I don't do anything wild. Like if there's guys,
he lives in a carpeted house, so it's pretty much impossible to break it.
True. It is a slab house, so there do be concrete under there.
There do be concrete.
But like, yeah, the people that I know that have jumped over to PC gaming like it because the perks that you get as far as like gaming from Steam. Like, so you were talking about like Half-Life and Counter-Strike, so you know a little bit. Like Steam used to be kind of in the back, everybody's like, but now it's like the forefront for PC gaming as far as like buying games. Like every season they have these sales that are, you're never going to see them in the console world. You're just not. I know that they have sales on like Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus, but
let's be honest, they're bullshit.
Yeah, compared to like Steam sales, they're just not good because you're getting games that like have came out like maybe a year or so ago, 70% off, 60% off. And you buy it, click it, it's there, yours, you download it, which used to be an issue with a lot of people. They didn't have the internet speeds, but that's no longer the case.
Cole,
Yeah,
what is
go-
TD?
Yeah, what is TD? Somebody asked.
We're not getting into that. Who the fuck commented that?
Everyone.
Oh my
Several
god.
people.
It's a crowd favorite.
Yeah, it is.
So you have to get into it. It's law.
So
TCP law.
we started that mocking other people.
Okay.
There was a person in our hometown that claimed they started a gang, so we claimed we were making fun of them. It was a mocking concept.
Okay.
Well, little did we know that Douglas
did
County
start a
Police
gang.
Department didn't understand that we were just playing a game,
Oh.
and didn't take them for real, but took us for
bro,
real.
it's a game. We're just laundering money.
Yeah.
Chill out,
Yeah.
dude. We're not even being serious about it.
Don't watch the
Dude,
hookers.
we literally just filed these serial numbers off for shits and giggles. Calm
We're
down.
writing them back on there.
Chill out, dude. We
Yeah,
have
so-
Sharpies.
There were certain performances that would probably make them think we're real, but we weren't real.
Did you post rapping videos on YouTube?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
That
bro.
would make me
Didn't even
think
have a
you-
Way
mixtape
beyond your
whack.
time. Like, one of our key guys had a Zanga account, and we would talk to people on. Y'all remember Zanga?
Yeah, you like stack the blocks.
That's Jenga, bitch. No, Zanga, MySpace.
I have a Jenga account.
Y'all remember MySpace?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's back when MySpace was real hot.
So when I was allowed to get on the internet, MySpace was being phased out and like Facebook was taking over. Like people still had a MySpace, but everyone knew it was dying. So by the time like I was allowed on the internet when I was like 13.
Damn.
Yeah, you couldn't even get a Facebook.
So yeah,
Like Facebook denied you
Really?
if you didn't have a college ID.
oh,
Yeah, like early days.
Oh yeah, that's what Facebook was for originally. But when I was on there, you just had to like lie about your age, which same thing for like Pornhub.
Allegedly,
I did the same thing in those chat rooms.
I
was 10 years old.
So how old are you? You want some chicken nuggets?
Oh my god!
I'm having a rager right now. Come over.
And the thing is, you would say that to so many people and don't even know the impact of them until like you get older now and you're like, I was a fucking idiot saying that shit in those chat rooms.
Yeah.
What if they would have fucking tracked
Chris
my little
Hansen
ass
your
down?
ass.
Yeah, like-
Just like, were you the one screaming all these hateful things at me? That's not my username. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about. That was
sorry.
Patricia.
I'm actually part of a gang, so
Yeah, well, there's
what did TD stand for?
the
Touchdown?
degraders.
What?
The degraders.
The degraders. Oh, okay. That's super tough.
I know, right?
I wouldn't mess with them.
It was so fucking
I
ridiculous.
wouldn't want to be degraded.
Yeah. It was
Did you get a TD tattoo?
no.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not.
It's on your right
All right,
leg,
Chad,
There
did
are-
he get a TD?
Yeah, you can ask
Did he get a
Bradford.
TD tattoo?
No, it was a game we all played when we were younger. We thought we were cool, and it come back to bite a bunch of us in the ass, and some of us got out scot free.
Some of us. Some of those isn't because
I did not.
losers.
I did not. You're
What'd you
talking
do?
to a man that was facing 80 years in prison because of it.
80 years? What'd you do? You can't. It's
Thought
not,
it was a lifestyle, bro. I thought it was something I could live up to. I thought it was something I wanted for my life, and it made me do some certain actions.
So it started as a game. You said it was a game, and then you're like, "Well, it was a lifestyle, bro."
Yeah, it was.
So what was the lifestyle? Because just having a make-believe gang doesn't get you 80 years in prison. So what did?
Shooting at people.
Shooting at people. You gotta like kill some dudes to get 80 years.
Close to it.
Really?
Depending on the people
Ooh.
and where at, how it happened. Yeah.
I got you.
They'll throw the book at you, man. Especially if it's gang related.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a
just-
reason that there's a lot of people.
So it
locked
wasn't
up
just
for-
a make-believe gang.
Turns out it wasn't.
Yeah.
To some people, it was.
Turns out I took it pretty serious.
Yep.
As a matter of fact.
One thing I figured out about me is like I'm a man of extremes. I do everything 100%. I told you when I first got here.
Yeah.
If I find something that makes me feel good, I do it.
Like Skittles.
Yeah, all the fucking time.
Just get that in camera shot real quick.
Skittles with a T.
Just chug them. Turn it up.
Oh my god.
Pop it and turn it
Just
up.
puke right there.
Dude, they would fucking hate that on the microphone.
Yeah.
Just-
Oh, I would love it.
But yeah, I took it seriously. Thought I was somebody I wasn't. Made some very vast decisions. It could have altered my life for the worst.
Could have had a lot more shitty tattoos.
Could have had a lot more shitty tattoos. But
Some toilet wine.
I met a
Couple
very awesome
boyfriends.
woman in the phase of waiting for a fucking court date and moving across states. That woman is now my wife.
I don't think you're supposed to do that when waiting for a court date.
You're not supposed to, Jacob. You're not
Funny you
supposed
say
to.
that, actually.
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
degrader.
I think it's frowned upon, but, I'm in a gang, so
I make my own rules.
you're right.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't
what's
know
the
if you
PO
heard.
going to do?
Yeah. So, I mean, luckily, I did what white people do, and I just did that. Like walked in, and I was like, "Hey, here's my white privilege." No, I'm just fucking.
Oh shit! I was like,
No, I begged and pleaded, and had to jump through a bunch of hoops, and 6.5 years of probation, and a shitload of fine money later.
What's a shitload?
A good 5-figure amount.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
Gotcha, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But-
better than 6-figure, huh?
It's no longer on my record, and now I'm able to own guns and have fun.
Heck yeah, shoot at more people. That fits perfectly in my weekend plans.
If
So, gotta-
I am to be clear, I only shot at them because there were 40 people running at me.
40?
Yeah,
So you
like a
took
whole
the-
house unloaded on me.
You counted them and then you shot at them.
I only know the number because that's how many counts were against me.
That's a good way to know the number.
Yeah.
So, okay, so wait.
And the only thing that helped me is I had no blood alcohol content, and they had right around 13 possessions of cocaine, marijuana, and a blood alcohol content beyond legal. And they were all...
There's some times where I'm just like no harm, no foul, right?
The dude,
I mean, if they were running at
I mean,
you-
I had to pay right around $3,000 to fix the truck, and then apparently somebody's fragile ego got messed up, and I had to pay his mom some money. Turns out he was the one leading the charges, and his dad was a detective for GBI.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
Got a couple of comments, so I want to take you two off the beaten path. Shout out to Corey Bracey, tuning in from Nashville.
I love that
you're-
man.
Said you're the realest. Joe Buffington, gang. Jason Bradford, Arab Money with a lot of exclamation points. Scott
Oh,
Stevens,
I know what he's talking about there.
Why you got to look at the camera when you talk about white people.
I don't know. Because I'm
Scott's
directly
personal.
addressing them. Fucking white people.
You're people.
Fucking white people. Never been in a gang and
So,
shit.
yeah. Arab Money, that comes from me being 19 years old and promoting clubs in Atlanta because I was very good friends with the Pakistani owners of the club, and I would bring in mobs of people, underage, of course. And
Shout out to the Pakistani club owner.
well, some of them were underage. Jason Bradford was never. He hadn't been underage since I ever met him. You old fuck.
That man's been 21 since he was born.
No, he knows I love him. So I'd bring them all into VIP, and then next thing you know, I don't know why they trusted me with this, but they would just like set mounds of just dollar bills on the table for us to play with. And we would throw them out into the crowd to get everybody enticed into spending more money at the bar and
Oh, okay.
having more fun.
Yeah.
And I would literally just make it rain all the time. And it was fun. That's back when I
That
wore
would be fun.
like fucking bedazzled affliction shirts and shit.
Oh, shit.
And had a chin strap beard and a lip ring.
So you grew
Different
up,
phases, dude.
you grew up outside of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no such thing as a fake gang, you idiot.
True. True.
We had a fake gang in Atlanta where we shot at people. Don't worry, it was fake.
To be clear, that does mean you're fake in Atlanta. You have to do a lot more.
Well,
That, yeah,
yeah,
that
that's
is
probably true.
fair. You are the man coming
Bro,
from the place of authority here.
I seen a meme on Facebook that said Chicago can't be that bad, and then it said Chicago Street View on Google Maps, and it was a dude standing on a corner with a pistol out, just standing there.
Yeah.
Like that's what I imagine Atlanta to be.
If you go down Donnelly Hollowell Parkway, yeah. Stick to, if you're fucking around in Zone 1 or Zone 4, or if you're fucking around in Covington, you're going to get fucked up. If
Was
you
this
let
the Hunger Games?
Yeah. Pretty much.
The zones in Atlanta are no joke. There are
Yeah,
certain
really?
zones that you just don't go
What-
into unless you belong there.
What dictates a zone? What's a zone?
It's just like
It's how they dictate.
because it's
like,
so big.
areas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
There's
how
not
we're
like-
split by area codes. It's the same shit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like Evansville is like, McCutcheonsville, and like
There's
they've
a-
got
yeah.
little towns inside of the city.
Base sub.
Is it
Yes,
same thing?
that's yeah. You're thinking about it the right way. Just leave it at
Exactly. So it's just how it's just a different way for our tribal nature to fucking kick in. Like, I'm Zone 1. Fuck you, I'm Zone 4, bro. I'm fucking Zone 6. We'd be like, you rich motherfucker. Get the fuck out of our face. You don't know what poor is.
He said, Jason said, got a credit card to buy a rhinestone affliction jacket for $5K.
That was not a credit card.
Bro, first of all, if you've got a credit card, hit
But
that
I
PayPal link
did
in the
get a
description.
$5,000 affliction jacket.
Oh, what happened to it?
I sold it.
That's probably for the best.
What, for $20 to Guy Ritchie?
No. I sold it for like $1,200.
That was to pay for that truck you shot up, huh?
Probably.
Bench
Actually, I
it.
think it was to pay for that truck I shot up. To be honest with you,
Is he on tour
it was a
with IM?
fucking '98 Explorer. I was like, "You want me to pay this much for a '98 Explorer?" It's fucking awful,
You gave me like a spoonful of dirt, and I just kept digging.
bro. Bring it. I don't give a
This
fuck.
is Jacob's favorite part of this podcast.
I'm gonna bring it like the DA,
I
bitch.
have a lot of shit.
That's
I'll tell
a lot
you.
of shit, huh?
Yeah,
Nah, that's my favorite kind of
yeah.
shit.
Stories. We'll be here for a while if you
Yeah.
want to talk about them. Yeah, like that same Arab money. I would like run cars back and forth to auctions. So how we would funnel money back and forth is you would go buy a car at another auction and go sell at another auction for more money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we'd make like a quick couple grand in a day, and then we'd go to the fucking clubs and just blow it all.
That's what's up.
So we would literally leverage like hundreds of thousands of dollars just to make 5 or 10 grand, take 4 grand of that, and then go to the fucking club and then blow it all on everybody.
Who is giving you hundreds of thousands of dollars? Is that the Arab money,
Yeah,
or is that the gang money?
that's the Arab money. If gang money made that, I'd still be in it.
I'd be about it.
I'd be about it. You know, like if I was dropping
Yeah.
6 figures on that shit. But no, that's I never saw that money. It just like transferred right in front of my eyes, and I never really understood the impact of it until like telling people the stories. And honestly, I didn't know any of these stories weren't normal until I met my wife. She's from Owensboro, and she's like, "This shit ain't normal." She didn't believe me.
Yeah.
She like because honestly, this stuff seems made up, and it's not.
It seems like a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So like our sheltered little small town brains are like,
Yeah.
this is a movie.
I took her out to a nightclub for the first time, and she's like, "So where's your buddy, a boss?" And then we look up in the VIP section, and there's a man hanging from the chandelier, just like throwing champagne at people. And I was like, "That's a boss." And she goes, "You're fucking lying." Well, he jumps down off the chandelier and comes and runs and gives me a hug, tackling like 5 people in his path. And till this day, I'm known
Boss? A boss? Like one word?
ABBAS,
Abyss?
a boss.
Oh my gosh, you
Ababa.
uncultured swine.
Yeah, I know, right? Like this.
I think it's pronounced Ababa.
No, no.
That's racist.
So he's from a specific Punjabi region in Pakistan, and they have the surname of Rana. I am one of the very few people that have a surname of Rana when I go to their region. I can actually go into Middle Eastern malls and not be kicked out because of the Rana's name that's on me in Atlanta.
So like, so could I if I just said it.
You could, but
Or did you have that tattooed?
no.
Should they would never leave you.
When they call you brother, what are they saying? How do they say it?
Brother.
No,
Capital B.
no, no. So
They
like,
could be dead. in a
Like,
minute.
bro, I know a boss. Chill. Like,
that may work. That may work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you say Rana
I'll just
or
name drop. I'm shameless. I don't care.
Hamzat or Hassan,
Yeah.
yeah, you got to know them. It's like a whole crew,
So
and they basically run the night
All I
game
know
in Atlanta.
is when I go to the Snap Map, zoom out, go to the Middle East, they're always partying, bro.
they're always.
They
Hang on,
look
what's
like-
Snapchat map?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. You ever done that? You just like zoom out?
No,
Go
I'm
the
gonna
Middle
do that
East?
now tonight.
You should. They're like Pakistan. They're fucking partying all the time.
Bro, their weddings is literally a 3-week celebration, and they get fucked up
Yeah.
and shoot
That's
like AKs in the
that's
air.
My life. I don't. It's not special.
Yeah, like, it
you
does
did that.
remind me of Owensboro a lot. Y'all do have a lot of similarities. That's why I don't know why y'all hate
That's
each
what
other.
I'm I don't hate anyone over there. They all seem cool to me
Yeah,
till they do
my
some stupid shit.
dude, they got so pissed off. I live in Philpott, and you know, Pakistani family just bought Franny's Food Mart or something.
That's right.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And literally, there were people so pissed off about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Franny's Food Mart ain't ever looked fucking better in its entire life. Like, I can actually walk in the fucking place, and it don't smell like 40-day-old cigarettes.
The only thing I got mad about, because I got mad too.
You did?
But I live around I live here in town, but I live like literally a block from Franny's on Frederica.
Okay.
And I, like every Sunday morning, my old lady makes some homemade breakfast. So it's, biscuits and gravy, some bacon, all good shit. Well, she likes chocolate milk with her breakfast. Like she can't cook breakfast and enjoy it without getting some chocolate milk. So our little routine is I go to the corner store, get chocolate milk, come home. But while I'm there, I like to check in, have a good conversation with them, check in with me, blah, blah, blah. You develop like a personal bond with your gas station clerk, and they know who you are, you know who they are. May not be on a first name basis, but they know you, They know what you're about. They see me pulling with my side by side. They're always coming out there, check it out and shit, see what new I did to it. And then they're gone one day. And they're like, bro, that's what I got upset about. Just
So you
that
had like
I-
an intimate relationship with
yeah,
this gas station
dude,
clerk.
I wouldn't describe it as like
Oh, it's intimate, bro.
separation anxiety, but ever since I was a kid, like whenever I develop like a friendship with someone and then that person is removed from my life, whether like they move away or like when I was a kid, my mom was a babysitter and like they would choose a different babysitter or something. Like I have the hardest time coping with that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Dude, you just want to be loved, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
By everyone.
I literally do have like a need for attention.
Yeah, I can see that. That's probably why we're doing a podcast. I had
That's
the
exactly
same
why I'm
thing.
doing the podcast.
Yeah, I fucking feel you, dude.
Yeah, it's like I didn't like come to terms with that until like a couple months ago. Really, I was just like, maybe some like,
Some shit
drugs.
made you question yourself or something?
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to beat around the bush about?
Yeah, no, I just
Yeah.
went on like an experience that taught me that.
Oh, like drugs?
No,
Oh.
or drugs.
Oh,
No, I wasn't in a gang. You were.
I know, right? That's why I immediately went to drugs. Obviously, I'm wired.
Some of us go to church and pray. And that heals us.
Yeah, exactly.
that changes us.
Yeah. That didn't work.
I was in Bible study and it made me reflect.
Yeah, we got 2 different experiences at Bible study.
You went to church.
Sometimes.
We went to mass. You went to church. There's a difference.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. At first, when you started telling that first story, I thought you were ribbing us for a second because
I'm a good salesman, so yeah.
Yeah. Like I was thinking, I was like, oh, he's ribbing me, and you kept going, but I was like, okay, there's certain details that you're you're not leaving out that if you were lying to me, I know you would have left out. So that's what's kind of
what?
Well, I mean, there's specifics. If you're
even
lying
know.
about something, you don't got specifics. Okay, unless you've been working on the lie for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Or you're good on your feet.
yeah, and
I could probably make up a story and sell it to you.
yeah,
I feel like you could.
But
Yeah,
you've been
I'm pretty
picking
good.
at it the whole time. If
Yeah.
if he was just
That's true.
monologuing,
Eventually, his eyes would go to the ceiling and he'd just say something.
but instead
Like,
you're looking
usually
directly
that's
at the camera, so that shows your mind isn't blank.
Yeah.
You're directed. So I legit like halfway through I was like, oh, he's not fucking around, and then the chat also confirmed that. So I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of let up a little bit because I was like, I was waiting for you to be like, yeah, you dumbass. You know, like, none of that. That's hilarious. That's great. I'm glad that you're on the other side of that because
Thank goodness.
fucking hell, man, how many people don't get to the other side of that and they're like, this is normal.
Most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most.
Most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you're definitely obviously doing well for yourself, man. I mean, compared to the people that don't get to the other side of that.
Other
You
than
know?
that vest. Goddamn, don't put that thing on again.
Right, dude. But, bro, when you become a dad, vests are so functional and cool.
No, they're not. They're never the last part.
You know
Bro.
the
They
funniest
might
thing
be the
ever?
first part. It's like a fanny pack. It's
Macho
always
Man Randy
functional.
Savage, vest.
I don't care. He
Indiana
wasn't cool
Jones,
either.
vest.
Fake wrestlers and movie stars aren't cool.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, also a fake wrestler. Yeah, that's right.
God damn it!
Bulletproof, vest. Break that one down.
No. So first of all,
He said no. First when it came out, no.
this is way too easy.
Yeah, those are vests are cool. Don't let him lie to you. Vests are fucking awesome.
Vests aren't cool.
Yes, they are. They have
they're not.
pockets. You can
Stop.
carry shit.
Stop. They're not cool.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Yeah. They are.
Yeah, you are wrong. Yeah, I will agree on that.
I may be wrong,
Bro, I have been like, okay, so this show's been on forever, but I just now discovered it because it's on Hulu. Y'all ever watch Survivor?
Bro, get the fuck out of here.
No.
You just now realized that was a show?
So I didn't just now realize it was a show, but I just now got into it and I can't stop. I've binge watched like 4 seasons in the last week.
No, I can't watch it.
It's insane. Like
Yeah.
it's so good.
My buddy was on that show.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he in the gang?
Sydney Gillian. She's actually a 3-time Miss Olympia. I watched
hot?
that. She grew up. I mean, it depends on what you like, I guess. I don't really know.
I'm married.
Oh no, I would tell you if she's hot, but she's just not.
So is she hot?
Not what I'm into.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So no.
if you're basing your opinion off of what I think is hot,
He just fucking backs you down, man.
Yeah.
You can't fucking
Actually-
He said you're ugly.
actually, I mean, for me, yes. You are.
Oh.
But yeah, I do know what hot is. Look at my wife.
Oh wow.
You like that one?
Yeah, you're trying to get laid.
You know you're mushy
Sorry.
as shit with Brooklyn, right? No.
Who's that?
Shut up, Jacob. I can't even let you do that to this guy. He's been so honest with you.
My boyfriend's name's Tyler.
Yeah, you are, Jacob.
Yeah,
You're a
try.
super sweetheart to Brooklyn.
That's
Don't
the
try to
coming
hide
out
it.
right now because nobody knew about Tyler.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't even going to bring that up.
Yeah.
But my buddy Tim Payne, he helped me. GSP. Actually, that's Georgia State Patrol, KSP. Wrong fucking. I can't even
Just
make up
letters
shit.
coming out of his mouth at this point. No.
First of all, GSP is George St. Pierre, so get it right.
GSP is Georgia State Patrol, and that's them fuckers that will come after you.
Dude, we were, on my first trip ever to the beach in Florida, we were going down whatever interstate everyone goes down in Georgia to
Bro,
get to
I'm glad
Florida.
you clarified in Florida because honestly, everybody in Kentucky goes to beaches everywhere else but Florida.
No, they don't.
That's the whole fucking joke, man. Yeah.
Yeah, 10-4. So we were going through Georgia, and back to what I was saying.
He's not fucking selling at all.
There was,
Like, shit.
there was like 3
Come on,
billboards.
Jacob.
There was like 3 billboards in a row by the Georgia State Police. And the first one was like, slow down, we're up ahead. And
Yeah.
the next one was like, seriously, slow down. And then the third one was like, 0.2 miles ahead. And then I shit you not, 0.2 miles ahead in the middle of the road was a fucking Georgia State Police car.
Bro,
I was like,
they're for real.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do that all the time.
I went down there for work one time, and this dude was in a convertible Mustang, and he was
Automatically a douche.
flying. I mean, past me like I was standing still, and I was going 75,
Mm-hmm.
And then about 2 hours later, we're going through Georgia, and he's pulled over on the side of the road. Caught behind him, ticket. I'm driving, 30 minutes later, whoa, same dude blows my doors off again. 30 minutes later, pulled over again. I mean, I seen him pulled over probably 3 times.
And you pass this dude.
Yes.
And you're just like,
and then
bro, if you stayed my speed, you'd be
yeah,
good.
exactly. No, he still ended up passing me again.
Yeah.
And I never seen him again. But
Really?
yeah, he got at least 3 tickets, I'm sure.
Well, he did drive a fucking convertible Mustang.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be a douchebag if you're in one.
Yeah, surprised he could even stay on the road.
He's too busy hitting pedestrians.
Crowd control.
Kelly Harper said, apparently living in DeVille should be an episode of Survival.
Yeah.
And then
Callie knows.
Brittany said, super speeders ticket. Fine.
So do y'all know about super speeders tickets?
No.
So in Georgia, now if you go over 80 miles an hour, your speeding fines have now increased by, I think it's like an extra 80%.
Wait. So does that depend on the posted speed limit or just if you're over 80?
Just over 80, dude.
That's basically what everyone goes in Georgia.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and just shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the mentality we have here in Kentucky is if everyone's doing it, you're fine.
I didn't know that. I'm
Yeah.
just now getting acclimated to that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
every time I'd see a cop, probably because I was in a gang, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Slow down.
I got a warrant!
And then I'm like, fuck, you don't have warrants anymore, Cole. You're straight laced. It's all good.
Other than this kilo of Coke.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But that's for business purposes.
Yeah. Well, that's just for personal use, officer. I have a problem.
Why wouldn't they just say that when they get pulled over?
Yeah. It's like, well, is this a kilo of cocaine? Yes, I have a problem.
That's like, why wouldn't you just say that?
Are you intending to distribute? No, that'll probably be gone by the end of the day.
Yeah, why don't you just like go ahead and take it all right there?
You know, some people take bumps. I just like eat it.
Yeah. I put it in my cakes and I bake it.
I sit on it
Where are we going with this?
and then snort it.
Faster way through the blood-brain barrier.
Because you know, back in the day, there were girls at my high school that would literally talk about shoving ecstasy up their ass because it hits harder. Or like
That's what they say about beer too, right? Butt chug.
that's what Jackass did, right? Or some
Probably.
shit, some
I believe
Steve-O
it.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah. If my name's Steve-O, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.
Different time.
Jeremy House says it's 23 over the limit, and they can just
20, there we go.
yeah,
Yeah.
they can just take you directly to jail. I think in Kentucky, it's
16 over the speed limit, you can go to jail in Kentucky.
they
isn't it?
generally won't though,
Yeah.
unless you're like a problem, and then
Yeah.
they're like,
no, my
you're-
girlfriend just got a 16 over the speed limit ticket. Like
No
back
shit.
in July. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know the 231 New Hartford Road overpass on the bypass?
Yeah.
It was the 4th of July. We were going to Bowling Green. She wanted to go shopping at the mall or whatever. We were going down the bypass, and there was a cop. It was KSP. They were running an operation all day there. Well, as you come through, there's no cars, no nothing. They were on the overpass. A single officer was behind the big-ass green sign that's mounted to the overpass with a radar gun. Just standing there, like his body was behind the sign, and he was leaning out like a goddamn fucking sniper in Call of Duty or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they radio to one of the cruisers. There was like 4 or 5 cruisers sitting on the off ramp on the backside that you can't see, and then they would fly after you, pull you over. And there was like 5 people pulled over with us.
That's wild how that
Yeah.
shit happened. Dude.
Yeah. 16 over. Yeah, that was a good one.
Were y'all passing anybody or?
Oh, we were passing all kinds of people going 16.
yeah.
No,
like
we
you were in the left lane, I'm guessing.
yeah, we were passing all kinds of people, I'm sure. Yeah.
See, my go-to thing is like if they like track me going speeding, I automatically put on my blinker like I was passing somebody and get to the right lane.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Never works.
Haven't been pulled over yet, but I'm sure they're gonna listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
And now I'm
There's one
fucked.
cop out there like, oh, I got his number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It probably. So yeah, knowing my luck, it would be that.
Guys, if you're watching this show for the first time, go ahead and drop us a like. Follow us there on our Facebook page. We appreciate all the support. If you like what you're hearing, definitely hit that PayPal link. Throw us a tip in there. We appreciate all the support. We're trying to do some new things. We're doing this live streaming. We just tested it out. You can check it out. We sucked like a lot, but it was fun. We're only going to get better from there. Other than that, this podcast brought to you by Parlor 9 Barbers. It's down on West 9th Street. Jesse Holder, check him out. He's great. He cut my hair just a couple days ago. You can book him on the Booksy app to make your appointment today. Other than that, man, what have you got going on? We haven't talked in like forever.
Halloween.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you
been
missed
forever.
the Halloween bash. Do you remember that one? Throwing a Halloween party.
Your
When-
party, yeah.
When fucking we have a dictator governor was one of the hardest things to fucking do.
No, not really. You just don't have to make a Facebook event about it.
Well, we had 50 people show up.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
I had a Minecraft server. What?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
To a virtual event.
Yep. Well, it was
in
a
your
funeral.
chat room.
It was, we were having a riot.
A peaceful
It was
protest.
a peaceful protest.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
Wait, there was nothing peaceful. We were having a riot.
We're having a riot.
Yeah, but I had a full catered open bar, thanks to Blake Marksberry and Marksberry Farms with the Thirsty Goat.
Yeah.
They helped me out. I staged the old station wagon like it was wrecked into the side of my house.
That's
had
cool.
blood all over it and everything. And then a full
Actual
backdrop.
blood, huh? Instead of a virgin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Word.
wasn't going to tell anybody.
Pentagram
Yes.
underneath it. It's nice and hidden.
I mean, I am married to a witch.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Literally come to my house.
Yeah.
And, like sage hanging from the ceiling and shit.
Yeah. She Wiccan? Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we can't all get into heaven.
pretty
that's
much.
fine.
I mean, I think her family survived the witch trials, Salem witch trials, but
Oh, okay.
other than that,
Well, one of the few.
yeah. Literally one of the few. I think there was only one or two.
Yeah. Well,
That's how it works. Other than that, just honestly, it's been the busiest year business-wise for me that I've ever done.
Really?
And then kind of realizing that I can't buy the family farm has been kind of hard for me to accept, but I'm still working at that shit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's hard.
Is that in Georgia or here?
It's here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where's
that's,
that at?
that's actually what brought me back to Kentucky, is my family.
Is it in Utica or
Maceo.
Maceo? I got you.
Yeah. Right around 180 acres.
Oh, I got you. So it's for
tough to
sale?
let go of.
Yeah. For the right person, yeah.
Okay.
It's just, sometimes I'm impatient with myself. And sometimes
I can relate.
I set like goals.
Mm-hmm. Unrealistic goals most of the time?
Yeah.
I can relate,
And
yeah.
even though I am a lot closer to achieving those, and some people would probably be happy with where I'm at now, it doesn't satisfy me.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And you beat yourself up about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of it's detrimental.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's got to be.
thank goodness to my boy Scotty for calling me and checking on me all the time and making sure I'm fucking.
He's a real one.
Yeah, he is a
Dude.
real one.
This guy's
Yeah.
a real one.
I got to take a piss, boys.
All right.
But other than that, I mean, it's just family life, making sure if I find anybody that needs help, taking care of them and keep it moving, dude.
Yeah, that's been especially important this year. Like, more than anything else, I've noticed that there's so many people that I knew that were so adverse to reaching out and asking for help at the beginning of, like, quarantine and just this entire year in general. And it just got even worse whenever those people were just not seeing those people face to face. It's really easy to like cower away from it, you know?
Yeah.
And I noticed there was a lot of people that I know, like, they needed help and I'd try to help them, but they just couldn't find it. They were so used to being a certain way without getting help from anybody that accepting help seems like the lowest form of anything to them. Like
That's my issue, Chase.
Yeah, I can believe it, man. I was raised by like a single dad in a house where, you know, he had to work 70, 80-hour work weeks to take care of us. So he was never asking for help. He knew he had to do everything himself. So like I get that from him, but also like am not that to an extreme. Seeing him like that, I'm like, I'm glad I'm not like that. I can just be like straight up, I can't do this. I need somebody to help me do it. And I like it. But at the same time, I know so many people this year because they were able to like quarantine themselves, basically live off some unemployment and not do anything, that when it came time to like go back to like some sort of normalcy, they just couldn't let themselves, like, because they got so used to like life being a certain way for them so quickly. Like things change so quickly for them that they just can't pull themselves out of it. And I'm sure you've seen it too. You know, I've suffered from it a bit. Like at the beginning of the quarantine, I thought I was great. Middle quarantine, like I started spending more time alone than I probably ever had. And so it was really weird for a bit. But lately I've been able to get out of the house more and do more shit. Like I got sick a few weeks ago and I was like, man, I can't like sit around at home and be like, well, I'm going to get sick again if I go out. Like that's like the wrong mindset to have when it comes to like this whole year in general. And hopefully in the next couple months, like, we can like pretend like 2020 didn't happen.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah. The way things are going, I just want that, but
People just need to fucking live their life. And stop worrying about what the fuck is going on outside of that.
Government won't let some people live their lives. I know some people that have worked their whole lives to start a business, and now they are no longer able to do that. And all it took was a few bad months, and they knew that. The government knows that, and they're just kind of shit out of luck. They've been able to get some help, but it just sucks, you know.
I know it does help. That does suck, and my heart goes out to some of those people. But if you look at all the business owners that took a stand, how much more recognized and how much more back they are now versus what they were before. Like, you continue to sit by and let these people control how you do things, and you won't make it.
Yeah.
You never will.
That's true.
Honestly, I was in a gang, so I can say this. We all do the same shit.
Yeah.
Whether some's legal or some's not, it's all the same shit.
Yeah.
They just have such vaguity in their laws to where they can determine whether what you do is a wrong action versus what they do is a wrong action. If that makes sense.
It does.
So,
yeah.
fuck them.
It does.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? 80 years?
yeah.
I mean, it is.
Could be. But if you go to a court of the people with 12 jurors, you won't get that.
That's true.
Or you might.
Or you might.
You gotta be thankful.
Depends on
either
what
way.
you do.
Yeah. We gotta be thankful that we even have.
The 12 jurors.
That we even got
It
some-
kind of depends on the evidence, I guess, but
Yeah, it depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, if you go around fucking people, like, you got to honestly understand consequences
yeah.
and take responsibility for your consequences. But we're talking in the specific nuance and context of a business ownership.
Yeah.
Like, if you're providing a service for people, continue to provide that fucking service. Fuck them.
Yeah.
They want to tear you down, the influx in business will pay for the fines. Do what you want.
True.
Yeah.
They try to stop fucking selling alcohol. You know what happened?
Start making it in the back room.
Yep. The war on drugs happened. You know what happened?
People still doing
Still getting more fucked up than ever, aren't we?
Yeah.
That shit failed miserably.
Yeah, you just can't take some stuff away from people, and I think there's a lot to be said about that small business mentality that you have to even have enough faith in yourself to be like, I'm going to create this product or I'm going to sell this service or whatever, what have you, that there are some people that their head is in it for the wrong reasons. And so when one little thing gets in their way, well, I was halfway into this, now I'm all the way out. You know, I think that
I think that's a lot of it, brother.
It is.
You think a lot of people aren't even 100% invested in what they're really doing, like their business?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people that are like, this was kind of fun at first, but like I'm looking for a way out. And I know there's a lot of people that took advantage of the help that people were supposed to get. But they're like, well, I'm halfway out anyways. Let's just cash in on what we can, you know. And it is what it is. I get it. The government puts a carrot on a stick for you. You're stupid to not grab the carrot if they're offering it to you, you know, especially no strings attached, but we know how that goes. So.
Look, the thing is they've never, ever given a liberty back without it being fought for.
Right. Yeah.
Ever. That goes the same thing for your workplace.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm a salesman, so I'm 100% commission. And every salesman out there will tell you this. They'll come to you and tell you they're changing the comp plan for you, but it's never for you. It's to help them win more.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way the government is. They're never, ever going to change it in your benefit. You got to look out for yourself. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I mean, we know it too. I mean, in this crisis, I don't know. I did the air quotes. In this straight up crisis, like the people help.
Crisis.
Yeah, no, 2020
And
pandemic.
this fucking pandemic.
No, I did not mean to do that. I've just been doing it so much.
Oh, I'll downplay it. It was
Yeah,
bullshit.
Coronavirus.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
No,
It's killed thousands of people.
we
It
see.
may have killed people, but like, I don't. It's still not the reason to shut every fucking thing down.
Yeah, I've seen so many times in this community specifically where people have done the right thing, helped people when they can, when everything's kind of going down in a shithole. Like, look, I can't do this what I'm used to doing, but hey, I can at least help the people. We've talked about it before with Real Hacienda giving away meals. I know WPKR was out giving meals out front of the convention center not too long ago.
Honey baked ham.
Yeah, they were giving out all sorts
I
of stuff.
fucking love this town. That's one thing I think everybody in Owensboro takes for granted is y'all come from a place where people fucking cherish people and use things. When I was in Atlanta, people cherished things and used people.
Okay.
It took me a while to adjust.
Really?
Like, you all in Owensboro have allowed me to be the person I've always wanted to be in my head. it was a perfect place for me to come.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hate to brag, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. Small town, you know.
Yeah.
It makes
Like,
sense.
we
I know
are
a lot of
very
people that have come from
community-oriented.
Yeah, I've known a lot of people that have come from bigger cities. I mean, I've lived in a couple of bigger cities, and the mentality is just different. The way you have to conduct yourself, the way that you think about yourself around 100,000 people, 200,000 people, 1 million people is differently than the way you think about yourself when you're around 10,000 people.
That's true.
You know, because you run into, okay, you got 10,000 people, you're going to run into those people a lot in a community. You are. If you're in an anonymous place, like, say you go to freaking Baltimore, okay, you're just one among there's so many people that you feel, there's this thing in nature where there's a reason all the zebras look the same, and they have this mentality when it comes to defending themselves.
It's because they lose the Super Bowl. That's what you're talking about.
The zebras. Yeah.
The zebras?
Yes.
No, I was talking about Baltimore. But my bad. I should have been more specific.
You're reaching for a sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
was
was
just looking,
lost as
I was
fuck,
just looking
bro.
to
I
piss some
didn't-
people off. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell was
Yeah.
going
No,
on.
the Zebras lost the Super Bowl. Fun fact. Yeah.
I thought there was like a play at refs or something. I didn't know.
No, did you, so.
You talk about like the adapted like instinct that they would have.
When did you actually move here? Like, how long ago?
The first time was right around, is it 11 years ago, babe? 11 years. I'm sure Brittany will come. Yeah. She'll come. She's been on there.
Sounds right.
She said 13 and a half, but I don't know.
Yeah,
that was
13
a
and a half.
while ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was talking about that, but probably.
Oh, 13 and a half is the tattoo on my arm that stands for 12 jurors, 1 judge, and a half-ass chance. And it was a tattoo I got after I faced 80 years in prison and then came out of it.
Powerful.
But,
Better than a semicolon.
right. Yeah.
Barely.
Barely, but yeah. Well,
It's just numbers.
it's just
It's a fraction.
you
Something.
got a.
It's just math. Yeah. I have an
But
algebra on my
that herd
arm.
mentality is extremely apparent, but there also comes a raw sense of awareness knowing that you don't fucking matter, where a lot of people from small towns believe they matter the most. So I believe there's a perfect middle there that the city people could teach the rural people and that the rural people could teach the city people. Like the way rural people live is actually perfect. The way city people live is non-productive at all. It's actually, it does nothing but create hermits and seclude everybody away from it. You would imagine the more people in an area, the more like welcoming they would feel and more inviting, but it's the opposite.
It's almost. I think it's in a smaller town where there's less people. You have a higher sense of responsibility
Yes.
to those around you.
Yeah.
That's
like,
what you know. You can almost. It's easy to feel anonymous in a big city.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there's hundreds of thousands of people. If I drop this litter right in front of 50 of them, it won't matter. Nobody will say anything, you know. But you drop a fucking trash cup outside of a Casey's here or something, and somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, dude, what the fuck?" Like,
They
you
might
can have
throw
some-
it back in your window. Yeah.
like,
somebody's
it'll be
grandma's going to fucking be pissed at you.
Right,
Like,
and then
yelling at
2
you.
weeks from now, you're gonna be in Walmart and you're gonna see that guy, and he's like, "Hey, man, did you ever pick that cup up?" It's gonna come back, you know.
Every time.
Yeah.
Or they know your fucking grandfather or your uncle.
Right,
And then
or
next
it'll
time-
be a family member.
Yeah,
you know,
dude, you're just like, damn, I didn't even know who that was. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I heard you pulled out in front of Susan yesterday. You need to watch how you're driving. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who the fuck?
right.
Like, yeah, there's like you have to be much more aware here of everything you do and the impact it creates. Versus in a city, you can almost wreak havoc and not even give a fuck.
Yeah,
Big pond
Yeah, huge.
rather than.
But
That makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
honestly, for me, especially you would probably feel the same way, somebody that needs to feel loved all the time, you can find a lot of love in big cities. But a lot of it ain't real.
yeah,
A fuckload of it ain't real.
yeah. When I went to Jacksonville, I fell in love with that city. I love Jacksonville.
That's a
But-
dirty city, dude.
Well, the thing about Jacksonville is that it was a big city. There's always something going on. You're right on the beach, but it had a small town vibe. Like everybody was very friendly. It wasn't fuck you-ish like big cities typically are, and they have a very like service-driven environment there. So like everyone tipped. Like I work in the service industry, and I made $300 in a week off tips there. And here, maybe $20 a month. Like maybe if some guy just happens to have cash in his pocket, he might give you a $5 or something.
Nobody here tips well.
No one.
Like,
no, this is not a tipping.
It threw
area.
my wife, like I tip my garbage man.
Yeah.
I tip everybody. And anybody that provides a service, like even my camera techs or anybody that comes to my house to set up my security cameras or anything else, I tip them.
Well, those are the guys you want to tip. You don't want them getting back in there.
Kind of, yeah. And like the trash guy.
Yeah, you want those guys to like you.
And hell, anything, even takeout. Now that like takeout's the only thing you fucking have, I'm tipping 20 to 30% on takeout.
Yeah.
And people are like, "You're fucking insane." And I'm like, honestly, these people are getting paid like $2 an hour.
Yeah, see, that's tough. Like, I tip service very well. I don't tip takeout. Like, I've always thought that was weird. Like, I'll place like a to-go order. Like, I use like the B-Dubs app. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the one that always gets me. Because like, I'll place the order on the app, and then I go to pick it up, and the dude behind the register didn't make the food. He just rang me up, and I already made the order. He didn't make the order. He didn't make the food. He didn't get a refill.
Does the tip go to him?
I don't know who the tip goes to.
Depending on the establishment, some of them split tip jars.
I always just felt like it's like if I sat in the restaurant and someone got me a refill or something, then I feel like I owe them a tip. But if I'm just picking food up that I placed the order myself, it's like
that you didn't cook.
That's weird.
That you didn't prepare.
No,
that
I
you
hear
didn't
you.
put in dishes.
That's a restaurant, bro.
Like that's what I'm saying. You're still using the same service.
Yeah. Well, like I mean, like I get my hair cut, and I always tip for that. You have the AC man come over, you tip for that. Mm-hmm. You know, like I tip on things that get done. I'm talking about specifically
takeout.
Like the takeout order. Yeah. I've always thought that was weird.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I've always tipped in both areas.
I think it depends. Like you probably worked in fast food or like a server kind of thing though.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Never.
See, so let me see where you stand on this. Okay. So I worked at Kroger when I was 16. And every year we did the St. Jude thing, right? So it was, $1 for St. Jude. Do you do that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. See, I do that every single time because it would bug the piss out of me. People would come in, get $100 worth of groceries, and then not give $1 to St. Jude. I'm like, you're literally never gonna notice that $1. Mm-hmm. You just got $100 worth. Even if it's $20 worth of groceries, what's the $1 gonna?
Because Kroger takes 70% of it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like it.
But St. Jude gets 30% of it.
Yeah,
Buffalo Wild Wings takes the whole $28.
They ain't giving me a fake pitch about a charity that they're fucking taking more than they're cut for either.
That's true. Because when you put money in a donation box,
but they're paying their goddamn waiters $2 an hour.
Gosh damn it!
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. The service industry is tough when it comes to tipping, especially around here. No joke.
That is something that,
that's rough on people around here.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing that it's still on the patrons to provide a paycheck for the waiters and waitresses though. Like I fully believe in tipping and doing your part on that front, but that is something that I feel needs to change. Like it shouldn't be on you to pay their paycheck. It should be on the restaurant. Like that started back in World War I or World War II or something. And
you want to know why?
Because the war effort and they couldn't afford to pay people.
What?
Restaurant average profit margins 4 to 6%.
Right.
Year end over year end.
Mm-hmm.
That's just about this fucking big.
Yeah.
And
for them to take any more cut out of that, it would be far hard for any of them to stay open. Did you know no restaurant has a loan from a bank? It's all private investors.
Really?
Yeah. They won't even loan on restaurants.
Well, here's my thing. I'm fine if say you own a restaurant, right? And you're like, here's the thing. I believe in ethics and I believe in paying my employees for work they do instead of pawning that off on the patrons to do that.
You're talking to a salesman that's commission only.
No, but I'm saying like if you owned a restaurant and you're like, here's the thing. Our prices are going to be higher than our competitors because we pay our waiters and waitresses by the hour.
Chick-fil-A.
We don't rely. Well, that's a fast food. That's different.
It's still same concept.
It's damn good for fast food, though.
But I'm saying,
and they do
if you were to say, I'm saying I'm willing to pay more for the same product if I know that you're providing for your employees. Mm-hmm. It's like the same thing when, my dad, he boycotted Papa John. I think he still probably boycotts Papa John's to this day. When the whole Obamacare thing got implemented and Papa John's refused to provide insurance to his employees because it would cost like 25 cents a pizza or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I would much rather pay the 25 cents and the employees benefit from that than for you to make it 25 cents cheaper and your employees suffer from that.
Yeah.
So I align with that quite a bit.
I agree with you 100%. But I think the issue there is a lot of the people that own businesses nowadays don't talk to people like us. the new coming generations that actually have the wealth that's probably going to be the paradigm shift moving forward. There's a different level of middle class now than there ever has been.
That's true.
We now want to know where our money is going. We are now conscientious and aware enough to know we want to spend our dollars with people that fucking make sense or their vision aligns with our vision.
Yeah.
And I think I agree plays a large part in it, but there's a lot of those old heads that just don't want to give up power.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll continue just like funneling money in different avenues and keep running businesses under the same old business models. Like I work for a company that sets metrics for each salesman off of one particular metropolis, no matter where other locations are at. So like, we need you to make this profit margin, but this profit margin is only driven by this metropolis, not even giving a demographic of where you're traveling, the customer base you deal with. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like...
Yeah. Like, this is the gold standard. Either hit it or you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, bitch.
Yeah.
And it comes from people living inside their own echo chamber, not even talking to people like us. People that have actually, like, worked through the system and know, you know, what is right. This feels kind of fucking backward, right? People that are younger having to fucking preach moral ethics to the older generation as if they fucking forgot it.
Yeah.
And why is that so prevalent in our generation? Say, like, at the beginning of mine, I consider myself like an elder millennial. You know, and...
Yeah, old.
Yeah, old. Old. I'm like...
That's a weird way to say old.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm like the cusp of that generation, you know, of y'all's generation.
Yeah.
And
a 13-letter phrase for old.
Yeah. Old as fuck.
Elder millennial. You sound like a fucking
Elder.
Skyrim character.
I got that from
like a
Abiza
non-player
or Eliza
character
or
in
whatever the
Assassin's
fuck that
Creed.
comedian's name is. But, yeah.
Jacob's having a night.
Sorry, my brain's doing a bunch of funny shit, man.
I like it. I like it a lot. But it's like, how often do we have to preach about moral ethics and integrity to these fuckers before they pay attention? Or do they even give a fuck?
Well, there's a thing that happens. So there's been people with this ideology forever. I mean, and you know, the hippie movement was in the late 60s. And they had a lot of the same ideas that are still around today. But there's a thing that happens where as you get older, you become a lot tighter.
A lot less Puritan?
A lot more self-centered and a lot
Bitter?
more conservative almost. But like, go ahead, Chase.
I was just going to say that people, as they get older, they tend to cling to the things that they know for certain.
Yeah.
And those tend to be values that people can consider conservative because you've relied on something your entire life as some sort of moral framework.
Yeah.
And then when that starts to change, you say, well, don't change it. It worked well for me. And so there's the people that are afraid of the new, and then there's the people that want the old, and then there's the people that want the new, right? And people, like you said, it's this ideology goes before capitalism. It goes before, you know, Rome. It goes before all these different things. Like, people are always going to think like this. We all have the same brains in our head. I know obviously there's variations, but the way that we think and conduct ourselves has been pretty much the same for about 200,000 years. And we get to this point where we have these conversations about, you know, them or they, when we're really just talking about ourselves at different points in our lives and different points in our beliefs. And to this day, we can't come to a like middle ground consensus. So you have people so divided, no matter where they are in the world, whether it be they want the new and they don't care about the old, or you want the people that want the old and they don't care for the new because the new is disruptive. Or the new may be different, and it's not the same thing that they claim to for so long. And it's...
I mean, that's what 2020 is teaching us all, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we can get so much done right in the middle. But have you noticed that it's like a sin to be in the middle? It's wrong to be right in the middle and work with people because oh man, I can't even. Yeah,
it's like
Keep going.
It's like
keep going. Yeah,
it's like as a young person, like growing up and working your way up, a lot of things in the world affect you and affect your success. And it's easy to say, okay, this seems to be a problem. This seems to be something we could work on. And then as you get further and further, hopefully, you become more and more successful. And from the top looking down, not a lot of things affect you anymore.
Yeah.
So it's easy to say, well, I worked hard to get here. I worked my whole life. I worked very hard. I was very studious. I was very dedicated to my craft. And now I'm here. I'm successful. You can do the same thing. Stop looking at all this other stuff that you're dreaming about and just work hard and you'll get here.
It's that pull yourself up by the
bootstraps.
But I can break that down, though, because the same people that did that are the same people that put policies in place that further, that make those positions even more exclusive than they already are. Like, if you look at it, most of the CEOs, they don't even have a fucking college education. But now just to get hired, you have to have a college education. They'll continue to, like, further push that funnel down to make sure that selection is more and more exclusive, as opposed to they had every opportunity in the world because there were no regulations like they put in place.
Yeah.
They're the ones making the fucking regulations to make it harder for people.
Yeah, it's two sides of the same coin.
And then telling their story like, I pulled myself up by the bootstraps. Well, you also bought a house for $9,000, you asshole.
Yeah.
And on a single family house home that it was written in the deed that you couldn't even sell to African Americans. Like, you in a fucking developed land.
A completely different time.
Yeah, like the internet has happened.
It was a different place.
Yeah, telephones are here. You know, like
Right.
it's fucking different. You liver spotted asshole.
I know it's different back in your day, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this is me coming to you as the old guy.
Yeah,
realizing that what we
bought
did
a
was
house for
fucked up.
$500 and
Yeah,
It's
bro,
just-
if my house was $500. Yeah,
yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
that would be fucking
Yeah,
fantastic.
Sweet.
God, like imagine paying $8,000 for a house, and that's another thing. My house was made in 1948. The bank has made money on my house 10 separate times.
Oh, yeah.
Why? It comes out of that more like because
The
it can.
Rothschilds, because the Earth's flat.
Yeah,
Space is fake.
probably.
Aliens are real.
Mortgages are stable. They're always going up. What are you talking about, man? It's so sad that you can say that I have this house that's like 100 years old and you can paint it and put new carpet in it and sell it for $200,000. And it may be a good house. That's the thing is like real estate is like always been the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because you got brand new houses that you can have built in 3 months that are worth as much as a house that's 100 years old.
Yep.
And the real deciding factor in the price of your home is where it's at. Everything else is pretty much cosmetic.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter how big the house is, really. If it's in a star-studded spot, you're going to make money off that. The bank is going to make money off your... The amount of people that have a mortgage now is insane for a reason. I mean, anybody can get a mortgage. It's pretty crazy. And that's fine, but... man, does it keep the market in a weird place.
It does.
Because new home buyers all the time, because you don't have to have any money to have a home. Before, you used to have some money.
20% down to buy a house, and now 0% down. That's fine, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's be real. You don't want to buy a house on 0% down.
Yeah.
No, of course not. I watched Dave Ramsey.
Yeah. Like, I used FHA programs to buy my first house. Looking back on it, I wish I still had that first house because I bought it at such a low rate. It works for people if you buy at such a low cost to where you can offset the PMI and all the other fees that come along with it to be able to leverage yourself.
USDA is a pretty good program.
That's what I'm in now.
Yeah.
So
I
with the
bought
conventional loan?
I bought a my first house, I bought USDA, or through USDA, $0 down, and it was
What?
like 4.6% interest. And
That's not bad for 0% down.
no, and we sold the house 2 years later when I got a divorce, and we made money on it.
Yeah.
So that wasn't too bad. But we also built a brand new house through Jago. So, and we built it in a subdivision that was still growing. And then when we sold the house, the subdivision was completed. So you couldn't build, because that's always the tough spot, right? Like if somebody can
Yeah,
build
if
it
you're Jago,
for,
make sure, why don't you pay your bills, please? Suppliers are really wanting you to pay your bills.
yeah, I've heard that that's an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you not go 90 days dated, please? Fucking asshole.
Yeah. Well, that's how long it takes to build the house, right? So they're like, well, we'll pay you when we get paid. Yeah, why not?
Just be okay with paying the late charges then.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ain't calling on them.
Dude, that's a big company now. That's like
Yeah.
a local company that's really big.
There are a couple local companies that are getting very big that scare the fuck out of me.
What?
Oh, Envision for one. And
Envision?
Gulfstream.
Oh, Gulfstream. Yeah, no, that.
They
Envision
own
and
us now.
Gulfstream. Yeah.
That's what Dracine was telling us. He was like, you really think Gulfstream doesn't own this town? And I'm like, they have a lot of property here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they keep getting more. Keeps popping up.
And they don't own a single bit of it.
Yeah, they like buy it, but then they don't.
It's all leveraged by like finance.
Yeah, it's a weird thing that like, if you know how the system works, it's like, oh, I get how they're doing it. I see the utility of this and why they're doing it, but at the same time, it seems kind of weird that one company has so much sway over an individual town. But it's so hard to say whether something like that's right or wrong, because that gives the community the ability to like consistently add more things to it at a very stable rate, rather than the city paying for something, it fucking bombs, and then the city's on the hook for it and they can't afford it. And so a bunch of taxpayer money's going into a big ass fucking hole in the ground.
Oh, what, like concrete trees or lights on a bridge?
Well, that's what I'm saying. These things.
I'm so fucking glad they're done putting lights on that bridge.
The lights were already there.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were. The plan was put in place in 1980.
Okay, first of all, you're high.
Yeah, I am. But I'm being for real with you.
Those lights, the black giant lights,
the
that
new
shoot
ones,
colors,
yeah. But I'm saying
not
like
there.
The plan was put in place in like the 80s or something.
Oh, that's
like,
feasible, sure. But the lights weren't already there.
Yeah, they built the bridge to have lights on it.
Oh, okay. Well,
so, like,
that bridge was not made in 1980.
I'm saying, like, I was exaggerating, dude. I don't know the fucking
Are you
date.
fact checking on
In
this show?
fact, LEDs weren't around when the bridge was made.
Yeah, but light bulbs were.
Hardly.
There was lights on the bridge
damn.
for some time, but they weren't like obviously the ones they are now.
Yeah.
But
there were plane markers and like normal lights, but they weren't like
No, his
LED.
envision was to light up the whole bridge like that.
That's
the reason
what
they
wanted.
did that.
But it was so expensive that it always got put off. Like
Yeah.
it was always on the back of the end of the budget. Then they got all these federal grants for concrete trees and all this stuff. Like all that stuff, a lot of it didn't come out of our pockets. A lot of it came from, Uncle Sam.
Right, which still came out of our pockets.
Which still came out of our pockets, just in a what is it?
At the federal
watered
level.
down way. Yeah, it's just,
you don't see it.
we use everybody else's money too, including our own.
Right, that's just the majority of the taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we pay.
just them.
Yeah.
But let's forget about the whole. Well, actually, they are doing it with some of the water treatment plants. They've invested a lot of money in some of your basins here to help with your water retention in downtown homes. Most of your all's basements flood here, and it's because y'all's fucking water system sucks ass. Like your pump stations haven't been rebuilt since like the 30s or some shit.
Yeah.
Yep, we've just been like maintaining pump houses that were put in. I think the average lifespan of them bitches are like 50 years. Yeah.
There's a reason there's so much bad flooding in this town, and everybody knows it.
It's because we're geographically a large bowl, though, too.
Yeah,
But
that doesn't
that's
help
true,
for
too.
sure. Yeah,
that
but also a good infrastructure should be able to at least keep everybody's basement from flooding.
Yeah.
because everybody I know that has a basement is had it flood more than once. Right, and I get it. The groundwater is very, very high around here.
That's why slab homes are so popular, man.
Exactly. You throw them in the ground, they sink a little bit. Hopefully, they don't sink too far, and then you live on it for however until you need to drill up all the plumbing and shit, and then you move out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've definitely noticed that is like all the Jago homes, like 90% of them are just slab homes with no basement. And can you blame them? They're super cheap to make. They take 90 days to put up, and like
I have to have things to tinker with.
yeah, Jacob's got to have finger food basically, and he still can't help. Now both of you guys, yeah, it helps. But man, I don't know. I have noticed that there is like a lot of Jago homes in this community, like a lot, and that's good for the most part. But I've also noticed that like there's a lot of people getting homes that I'm like, they just sold you a $160,000 house. They sold you that. They sold you that. You've had your job how long?
Scares you.
Your credit score is what? Oh, all right, yeah, that is the number that it's got to be. And it's like,
Oh, it's a 640. Well, you're approved.
yeah, and it scares me in the way that like a lot of these homes are going to become open again at some point or resold. But that's what those USDA loans, easy come, easy go money, where these homes are going to stay at a certain price for so long that you can get a USDA loan very easily. Federal money just comes in, the bank gets it, you're good to go, get the house. Even if you live there for 5 or 6 years, which they're hoping that you do, right? You live there 5 or 6 years, sell the house again. Chances are, with the way the market is right now, that house is worth more now. Yep. So they can now sell somebody else more money for the same house that they sold less money to before. It's pretty crazy that like this is happening at an exponential rate.
Now we're allowing it to happen.
Yeah, and that's I get why it's putting more people. It is slowly but surely, in some ways, eradicating homelessness in certain degrees of society. There is obviously a cutoff where the credit score and these things will keep those people out from getting homes regardless, but it's slowly being lowered and lowered so more and more people can buy homes, which in a way can be a good thing, but at the same time, when you give too many wrong people $160,000, $200,000 loans and they don't pay them, and that can all come back to bite people in the ass. And
well, I'll say,
thankfully,
in my experience,
it's a little bit more stable than that.
It's not just that ezy. Like,
No.
There's a lot that goes into the underwriting process, and like I had to write a fucking handwritten letter for every time more than $1,000 was withdrawn from my bank account and stuff. Like, there's a lot of documentation and paperwork that's been provided. It's not
since then
like, super
they
easy.
can
For every 1,000?
I don't remember
a small
specifically.
business
Mine was
loan?
I had to for everything over 10,000.
It was definitely less than 10,000 for mine because I had to do like 1 million letters.
Really?
And they all had to be handwritten, which
Isn't
is
it crazy how
no
it's
sense.
different for everyone though?
Yeah, and it's
like
we used like a small bank too. So
Well,
first time home buyers through USDA with a small bank, so they wanted like everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some credit unions, when they get, because some credit unions are tied up in these like Quicken Loans, Rocket Mortgage, stuff like that, where they can get loans out super, super quick. They got a few more things they got to jump through because it's not federal money in some of these credit unions, it's private investor money. Mm-hmm. So that's where it gets a little bit weird, where it's federal money coming from a private investor. So it's a weird exchange of hands that's legal because it's in writing.
Like I said.
Yeah, like you were kind of talking about earlier. It's so weird how complex things have gotten so that everybody can have a little bite of the American dream, which is good in some ways, and in some others, like I said, it can cause things like...
It's hemorrhaging us to fail.
Yep.
They feed us the pipe dream
Yeah.
of buying a house, a white picket fence,
Houses go up.
and then they don't even tell you that if you can't pay your bills, your fucking IQ drops 13 points. For every time you are fiscally irresponsible, your fucking IQ drops.
You're just,
To where you make bad decisions over and over again.
I know,
You
man.
know? And like they just fail to educate.
Yeah.
And then they take more programs out of school. Mm-hmm. We're not going to teach you how to ledger a checkbook. You don't need that.
I've never.
You know
had a
what you need? More computer classes.
Yeah.
Or like something. I understand technology does need to be in our schools, but to take one out and replace it for another, it should all be a supplementation for the end goal. You shouldn't have to like take one out a certain block to teach our kids. You know what I mean?
There's a ton of shit that they teach kids that like is really not all that applicable. Like there's so much like calculus level math, there's so much super high level things, and there's kids in these classes that are like, I just want to be able to like have a decent job in this town and survive, and they are not great at algebra. Mm-hmm. But it's so hard for some of these schools to focus in and like help these kids get to these paths. Like here in a town like this where you have enough like people on board and on deck that can help these kids get where they want to go, but you go to Baltimore, you go to Dallas, you go to like Los Angeles, like a lot of these kids are not getting the kind of direction they need from the get-go, so they're screwed. And everybody knows it. And we hate it, but we're like, well, what can we do? The last thing we can do is take money out of the education system and make teachers starve along with the kids. Like, come on now.
And let's be real, it's not the teacher's fault. Like we understand, like they're living the same human experience that we're trying to all live. They're probably trying to take care of their kids or their family or something along the lines within their particular nuance that they're trying to take care of, which is probably a little overwhelming, just like every fucking thing you encounter in your life is overwhelming as well. Mm-hmm. And we're all just trying to manage and look out for ourselves. Mm-hmm. And they're doing the same thing. So, like, how upset should we be whenever a kid falls through the cracks when they're trying their best too? You know? Yeah. Like, we just can't come to terms with, like, some people's best ain't other people's best. Yeah. And like, let's supplement this, let's fix this. But no, it's always somebody else's fucking fault or
standardized testing.
Yeah, standardized testing, or, you know, like, we need more regulation, you know? You know what, who needs to step in? Daddy. government. I need
Yeah.
daddy to come help me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll ask you guys this, and I know this is kind of a random off the wall question, but it kind of has to go with kind of, I guess, rights and how this pandemic has kind of unfolded. But early in the pandemic, the executive order was applicable to churches in the very beginning. And that's a very hot topic because, people will preach and preach and preach on both sides of the aisle that they want a separation of church and state. And you see that less on the conservative side where you have more evangelicals and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But obviously something that people tout that they want this separation. But I noticed that in a lot of these communities that when it came to executive orders, certain churches and dioceses and stuff like that were like shut completely down from like a legal standpoint, and people were legally charged with
several religious leaders went to jail over that shit.
Yeah, and now I don't know if you guys kind of kept up with this, and I didn't even try to, but it got kind of forced into my news feed. Was the guy from his church, his church down here that used to be River City Church, Brian Gibson. He's been on like Fox News and he was in D.C. like this past week, and I'm like, I accidentally clicked on one video, and now the Facebook algorithm's like, all right, you want Brian Gibson video?
Yeah.
And like he's
1,100 churches he's open now, right?
Yeah, it's
or something like that.
Since he took the stand against the man, this guy's gotten a lot of notoriety. He got pulled into Fox News. He's preaching to thousands, millions of people now if he's on Fox News. Mm-hmm. And I kind of just wanted your guys' opinion on specifically Kentucky because we live here. How did you guys feel about the executive orders that specifically shut down churches and their gatherings with them being, kind of separate to the state? And I want to ask you first.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not a very religious person, so I'm not the best to speak on it just because I don't
From a constitutional standpoint, though.
From a constitutional standpoint, we are a free person in the United States of America.
Right.
Religion involved or not. Mm-hmm. That's where I've stood on the whole pandemic from the beginning is personal liberties. I can see the other side of that, whereas a church inherently is a large group of people, but if they're choosing to be there, then they're choosing to be there. I've got no qualm with that. So yeah, it's I see both sides of the coin. It's weird. I don't think it's the government's job to tell you what to do. So,
do you feel that way specifically within the confines of like a religious gathering?
I feel that way specifically within the confines of the United States of America. Religion doesn't have to be involved in any way.
Exactly.
Personal business. I know someone just commented in there how the government taxes your land. You never actually own it. They can take it away if you don't pay your taxes.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel that way about land ownership, house ownership, anything. I feel that way just in general. So that's just, yeah. So maybe I'm not the best person to ask about that, but like I said, I don't think about it in terms of, I'm super upset because I can't go to church and I want to go to church. I just think about it as far as like, I don't think that's the government's job.
So you were more or less not necessarily bothered by that because it didn't personally affect you, but you still felt the same way in other sectors where you're like, the government doesn't need to step in and forcibly grind to a halt through executive order and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, through this whole pandemic, I've come on the show every fucking week and said the same thing of if you're scared, stay home. If you're not scared, then let us do whatever the fuck we want. I don't need your guidance. I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
I pay my taxes. You get my money. Now shut up and go away.
Yeah.
I don't need you to lock my business down, Andy Bashir. I don't need you to tell me what I can and can't do. I don't need you to tell me I can't have my family over. I don't need your input on my life. Mm-hmm. You're not my dad. You're no one to me. Yep. You want my money, I have to give it to you or I go to jail. Now go away. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's how I feel about it.
And if you want to take it from me, Andy, come talk to me personally. I'd like to, do the hand-to-hand thing with you.
Put a mask on.
Yeah. I don't even care if you have a mask.
Yeah.
So obviously I asked you the same thing. How did you feel necessarily? I want to start there because
I'm gonna hype his fucking train up 100%.
All right, go for it, man.
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
Regulation. You don't need to tell me shit.
Right.
Because it's an obvious hypocrisy. Mm-hmm. You can tell me not to do something when you can gallivant around with all of your fuck dudes that, play with little boys and do all these other fucking idiocracies, and you have no regulation or intent to control them, and you want to control me, you can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It does not warrant any kind of weight when I make my decisions, what the fuck they want me to do and what the fuck they don't want me to do.
Right. And the thing is that it just person to person, I've seen this, and also in the numbers of COVID-related cases now, we've seen this. In the beginning, when it was an all-time high and everything had to be locked down and everyone had to put a fucking mask on, I had such a problem with that because in the beginning it was, okay, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't, then don't. If you want to stay home, then stay home. If you don't, then don't. Like, super fucking straightforward, common sense tactic to controlling this pandemic. Mm-hmm. And then it became, you have to do this. Everything's getting locked down. Don't worry, the masks are only for 30 days. Here we are, 8 months later. Still,
none of it's a law, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And then the cases, higher than ever. So, and yes, I'll be the first to tell you that we're wearing masks into businesses because the businesses have a sign on the door, because if they get caught without customers wearing masks, then they get their business shut down. So, yeah.
I do it in local businesses because I don't want them shut down. But I would literally walk around Royal King and Walmart with no mask on.
Oh, there you go. But I'm saying, like, everyone wears them into those places because we have to, or we can't patron that store. And in some cases, that's fine. You're just like, well, fuck it. I just won't support your business then. Yeah. And in other cases, you have to because you need groceries and other life necessities. But I forgot where I was going with this point. But
let's keep it rolling.
But then you've got people that if you don't have to go to these places in these stores, like I deal with, customers every day, and I can tell you from firsthand, customers aren't wearing fucking masks around me. No. No one around here gives a shit. And if they do give a shit, they're not calling me to come to their house.
Yeah.
That's step number one. They don't want anyone around them.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm on job sites every day, dude.
I was thinking about this earlier today. We're so caught up in this like two-party system, and both sides are constantly fighting for the fucking the power baton, if you will, on any given issue. I would like to see where both sides have the power baton. And you know what? You want to say, Andrew Bashir wants to sit back and say, okay, we've got to lock everything down, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll try it your way. We'll see how it goes. How did it go? Well, highest cases that has been since the beginning of this shit.
But he's also not been honest. So 3 months prior to that.
Well, now let's do the other way.
Yeah.
Okay, we tried your way. It didn't work. I mean, that's how it fucking works in my house. Yeah, I'll try my way, and then it doesn't work because I'm an idiot, and we gotta try my old lady's way, and it works because she's a genius.
Is that right? Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, we tried one way, now let's try the other way. But in politics, it seems to be, whoever has the most numbers, it's like a big game of fucking Survivor. Whoever has the biggest numbers gets their way, and then they refuse to acknowledge when they're wrong. Mm-hmm. They just dig in deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Yeah. Like, bro, when can we accept that this just didn't fucking work?
Yeah. Like, has there been politicians that were like, you know what, I messed up?
No.
Like, can you remember any? Because I can't remember.
They do, but
I did not have sexual relations.
Well,
that's different.
You don't get that's a good one. That's a good one.
Fucking great one.
You don't get to be a career-long politician by apologizing for your actions. You don't get to become at that level by saying, I was wrong. You get to that level by saying everybody else was wrong.
And we've seen the greatest spokesperson of that ever is Donald Trump.
Yeah, he was literally like, look at all of them, not me. I'm going to drain the swamp.
Right.
He did that to a T. And there was a reason why people voted for him initially. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just race-based. Like, the reason people voted for him was very, very different than what, like, other people are perceiving. And now we've swung the other direction. I get it. A lot of people wanted off the Trump train because it was a lot. It was a lot going on. It was a lot to deal with as far as politics. Because before, the president was quiet and this and that, and there have been a few presidents that have been pretty loud. He's been pretty damn loud. Yeah. But also, there was never really the same kind of witch hunts that he went through with
Now,
other presidents in the modern day.
the
Is
media-
different. Media is very different nowadays. In the past,
The
20
media
years,
made it stressful to have Donald Trump as a president.
They know what they were doing.
Yeah.
They
And
made
I'm not
it.
a media kind of guy, but just every
You are now.
fucking
My-
day,
yeah.
it was something else.
Yeah.
Something
That was
else.
so terrible because
It was just stressful.
all I wanted to do was put on like NPR in the mornings while I showered and hear like Science Fridays and like stupid shit.
Yeah.
Anything, my life, my normal life. But now it was, is Donald Trump going to kill everyone? And I'm like, no,
It's like
I don't
every
care
4
about
years.
that. Right
Every 4 years, you have to think about the presidency for like 6 months, and then they get voted in, and it goes away a month later, and then
Yeah.
you don't think about it again for 4 years.
Exactly.
But this presidency has been every fucking day you hear about the president.
Yeah.
It's because Donald Trump changed the game entirely. Like, I know you just said something about NPR, but do you know Freakonomics Radio?
yeah.
Okay, so they just had another release. I think it's from a 2015 excerpt where the leading internet campaign manager interviewed, and she literally said she took rules from Donald Trump's playbook to play against him for the last 4 years.
Because
That's
he's
literally what they've been doing.
did something he's never done before.
Well, social media changed the game, man.
Yeah, it's-
None of them had a presence.
Yeah.
And if you notice, like, what the fuck is that lady with the big teeth's name? She's
With
got
the what?
The
Sarah
big
Jessica
teeth.
Parker.
That's one of them too. She's got a horse face for sure.
Wait, what'd she do?
That politician's got real big teeth, like a real like. She's always like, she's
Nancy
young.
Pelosi. Oh,
Speaker of the House?
AOC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whatever her fucking name is. I know she's always like.
That's the face.
That's all I can see of her. you
Yeah.
know? I think she was a bartender or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure she has great policies somewhere.
does.
I don't. That's the thing. And the thing is I'm too busy living my normal life to actually dive into that stuff to
Yeah.
say what bandwagon I'm on. And it also makes me look at other people that are like die hard one way or the other, and I'm like, do you really know? What do you know?
Every
Because
election is
I
like,
don't know.
it's the end of the fucking world. Everything about life as we know is going to change. And then whoever gets voted in, whether it's your fucking team or not, nothing really changes. They can lean the direction they want it. They can lean it. They can kind of like, we're going to nudge this way for a bit. But at the end of the day, we have a constitution, we have a Bill of Rights, we have all these things set into place so that we can not worry about politics every single day of our life.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think it was pretty. I don't know if that was the tactic or not. It probably was, but it was pretty genius to like just tire the American public out on a president.
Yeah.
Oh, your life's changed forever now from
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't even know that China just secured the largest trade agreement in our entire world's history, right under our fucking noses, and nobody even told y'all.
Really?
They've secured every landmass around the United States for trade.
Oh, good.
Well, that's
I know this because I'm in the supply chain, and I have to deal with them.
It doesn't. I don't even doubt it. Like I was seeing this article posted the other day that was showing like all the different like politicians that had some sort of like tie in to either this country or this company or whatever. And there was like a breakdown of like what politicians receive what money. I need to find out what that website is because it's a super useful tool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because it's a real thing because you can stack up certain politicians.
It's
it's
pinisland.com.
I fucking hate you. I literally hate you.
Yeah, just go to pinisland.com. I think it's
It's
on there.
actually
What
at-
is that?
It's right off the coast of Hong Kong. And that's where their server is for all their stats.
It's
you for real?
actually
Yeah, it's Penn Island.
Sometimes I don't know whether to believe
It's
you.
PEN island.com.
It's
Super easy.
No, I've got it. It's www.paypal.com/PAL
PennIsland.com.
PAYPAL
Whatever the fuck that means.
.TACECOVER. So yeah, go to that website and
Yeah, just go and
put a-
bookmark that while you're at it.
put a large number in that thing down at the bottom there and then hit submit. And that'll actually get the Chinese virus software off your computer and allow them to stop brainwashing you. So you'll actually be free of the Chinese brainwash if you go to that link and put in 150 or so.
Million.
150 million. I had to see that. But yeah, I don't know, man. We're
Bro,
in
out
such
of
a
curiosity,
weird
I'm going to
world.
look that shit up, and if it's fucked up, I'm calling you.
Bro, it's Penn Island, Penisland.
Oh, okay.
.com.
Yeah, no, I didn't even
Yeah.
register it.
No, I knew.
Yeah.
You're
I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm old as fuck.
I know the internet's kind of a new thing to you. It'll all register.
Yeah. Do you even know how to search the dark web with Boolean codes and stuff to optimize search engine
You
results?
just download Onion, right?
Yeah, that's exactly how you do it.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought like 4 little kids already. Yeah, they haven't got
You
delivered.
bought 4 little. What'd you say?
Yeah.
4 little kids.
Yeah.
Okay. From Wayfair
Yeah.
the other day.
From way back.
Yeah. I bought their $20,000 cabinet.
The fucking chest of drawers.
Yeah.
So there's like
How fucking weird was that, dude? That got brushed over really quickly, too.
Nobody's even talking about it.
Yeah. It
Like,
was like
all,
a couple
all
of
the human
memes.
trafficking shit is just like gone.
Whatever. Yeah. What can
not a
we
big
do?
deal.
Yeah.
No.
They found like 30 kids in a trailer in Alabama or something.
Something
Remember
like that.
Yeah. The U.S. Marshals
That-
or something.
I
Yeah.
tell you what, there was a big deal about that at some point in the Trump presidency that did get brushed over pretty quickly, I remember. And I think it came up again towards the end. I don't really know. That's the thing is stuff like that, which, okay, so I didn't know this up until recently, but there's a big issue with missing people in America.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people that go missing, and if you want to get it,
Like 800,000 a year, I think.
it's like a crazy amount of people that just go missing and are,
Population control.
right. And
I can tell you where 5 of them are.
but wait.
I mean, 3. Fuck.
There was this documentary I watched. I think it was Missing 411, and it's basically about all these different people that went missing from national parks without a trace, and many of them were found or rediscovered in some kind of weird, bizarre circumstance. If you guys haven't seen that documentary, I was up till 5:30 in the morning watching it.
Well, see, that's why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, like seriously.
Because I got to work.
No, dude, you're gonna
Called
call
a job,
in.
Chase.
Yeah, like I like no.
Maybe one of these days when you leave these 4 walls.
Yes.
Why would I do that? To get the corona?
Do
Like
you
the
think I want to
Chinese
get abducted in a national park?
So, like, apparently there is like thousands upon thousands of people that go missing in national parks. You're like, oh, of course, it's a big national park. People get lost. No, there is some absolutely terrifying reports of people disappearing in plain sight and being rediscovered, and their remains being rediscovered. And by remains, I mean like their clothes folded neatly and placed underneath a rock, like 600 yards away from where they supposedly like disappeared, without any
Have
sort
you heard
of
about
dust.
the cartels using the national parks for their grow operations too?
I've heard.
Yeah, that was on JRE.
So
I think so.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like
the park ranger or whatever his
Game
name was.
warden.
The game, yeah.
yeah, there's some like it literally had my mind running at like a million miles an hour because I was like, there's kids that okay, some of these stories that they were telling, I was like, okay. White trash mom, white trash dad. They got 6 kids. Well, I know why the youngest disappeared.
Yeah.
They lost him in the stream.
Yeah, well,
you
he
know,
joined those chat rooms when he was 9.
Yeah.
but like some of them
And
are.
here I am. Yeah. Still looking for my
Pop back
parents.
up in Owensboro.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It's a straight Joe Dirt.
My real
story.
name was Nunamaker. It wasn't Dirt. It was Nunamaker.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, if you guys want to fall into a rabbit hole, go watch Missing 411 or maybe 511. I don't know. It's one of those 2 numbers, and I think there's 2 of them, and they're very well done documentaries. And they're, if you got time, watch it because you're gonna be wondering too, like, what actually happened to these people because, like. If it happens a few times, yeah, like maybe like a bobcat jumped down and grabbed your toddler. It could happen. A bobcat,
Not a bobcat.
or well, okay, all right. So
Dingo. And, you know.
a dingo could steal your
Yeah,
baby.
be in the Outback, mate.
Yeah.
Bro.
They're like,
Brooklyn
Arkansas.
fucking hates it when we go to Outback Steakhouse because the waiter or waitress will come over and I'm like, "You got any shrimp on the bobby, mate?" And she's like,
Why?
"Stop!" I'm like, it's on the commercial, Brooklyn. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
I've been on this new kick where every time I go into like a Walmart or any kind of major chain, if I need help, I don't move. I just go, "Help, help!" And I like look around, no one's coming. Help! I just keep doing it.
Oh, we
It's
have to go into Walmart.
It's the
with you.
little things in my life. Dude,
It brings you pure joy, doesn't
Oh, dude, it
They
makes
have
me
to help you.
so happy.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
it? I want
There's
it.
nothing like it.
That's-
It's all about the constant need for attention.
It
just-
is.
It all circles back.
Yeah.
It all circles back. Yeah.
So, dude, That's so awesome.
Yeah, you can always find these little things in your life that kind of point to you being an asshole. That's just one of the small examples I can think of.
Is it? I mean, I think it's funny. I don't think
Oh,
it's
very funny.
Yeah.
Well, me and you are like the same person, except you have shitty tattoos.
right, and a better beard. Fuck that fucking.
Oh, that's
go.
All right, I'm going home.
He's fucking out of here.
Bro, I'm pissed for real.
Why?
Because, like, all right, so when I was like 18, I got my first fucking facial hair. Like,
Yeah.
my first actual hair, right? Not like patch, but like hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dude, finally. Like, when I'm 20,
Finally.
when I'm 20, this bitch gonna be luscious. You know
I'm
what
gonna be
saying?
fucking lumberjack.
It's gonna be great. And then they came out with that Snapchat filter where you could see yourself with a beard. I'm like, I'll bet I'm going to be pulling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Wait till I get grizzly the fuck up.
Right. And then, you know, like 21 came around, got like all kinds of fucking chest hair grown in. I'm like, oh, anytime.
Yeah.
I'm going to wake up tomorrow, fucking full beard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just waiting. I was counting down the days, bro. I was
Yeah.
like waiting for Santa Claus.
This is the year.
Yeah,
No shake
yeah.
November, you're mine.
And then,
I'm
at a
a
certain
kill
point, somewhere between, I don't know, 24 and now, I just kind of gave up. Like, I was talking to my dad. My dad's got a full beard, and he said he wasn't able to grow a full beard until he was like almost 40. I was like,
"Damn."
oh, great.
So by the time I got
All
gray
right,
hair,
so
I can
just
have
kill
a-
myself. Got it.
I
I
didn't grow
can't
mine
see
out until
myself
30.
making it to 40, so I guess I'll never get there.
I didn't even grow mine out until I was 30.
Oh, really? Damn, that long ago?
Yeah.
Now you've had that for a while.
Yeah, about half a decade.
It looks good. It's nice and cleaned up. You don't have any.
Thanks to my boy Corey. Yeah.
Good boy, Corey.
Corey Abel, East End Barbershop.
East End Barber. Well, they're not our sponsor. Parlor 9's our sponsor.
I know.
So
I
East
love
End
Jesse.
Can
I love
eat a
Jesse.
dick. So
Yeah.
sorry, don't go to East End. Go to Parlor 9 Barber. Ask for Jesse
Jesse?
Holder. Yeah.
Yep.
Jesse Holder. He's the guy.
Yeah,
and
I
if you
love that
don't
ginger.
like him, he'll choke you out. So it's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
He said he was going back to Gracie, man.
Good.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Gracie in a while. Clearly, y'all can tell
Yeah.
by my
Dude, I thought
impressive
about going-
physique.
It's
Literally,
the
he was-
fucking best.
He was cutting my hair, and he was telling me that they start at 6:15 now instead of 7.
No, we're on Brazilian time, dog. It's like 6:40.
Yeah, see, that was my problem. Like, I wish that it was like a gym where there was just always people there. Like, obviously, there's class times where they teach, but it would just be fucking dope if I could get off work. Because I usually get off before my old lady, and I've got like an hour sometimes. I'm like, that'd be so great if I just go in there and learn, like, before she gets off work, so that it doesn't affect anyone, you know? But
I had
like,
that same issue
right. So I've got a clingy old lady, and I love it like a lot because I'm the same way.
because you need attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, it all comes back
I
around,
know.
man. Route 66, you know what I'm saying? And
Or 62,
yeah.
whichever.
Yeah, well, 60,
63,
62,
60,
65, yeah,
fucking-
69.
fucking-
Whoa, hey! But yeah, anyway, back to jiu-jitsu, that north-south, you know what I'm saying? Hey, see, we just keep going.
Yep.
We just keep going. That was a jiu-jitsu joke. Anyway, but he was saying it started at like 6:15, and they're usually on time. And I was like, well, that would be because my old lady goes to bed at 8 o'clock, so I don't want to go to class at 7 and basically cut our time together down by an hour because she'll be in bed by the time I get back. So she gets home at 4, and then we've only got 3 hours if I go to jiu-jitsu, and we've got 4 hours and we go to sleep together if I don't. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of put me in a weird spot.
Yeah.
But I
142 hours a week, and that's how you break it out, huh?
I miss a lot.
Is
I
it?
miss it. I miss it a lot. I miss
Yeah.
getting choked out by grown men. I miss being
5
covered in-
hours a week. That's all it takes. Yeah. Or here I am talking shit, and I haven't been in like a week and a half.
Right,
I'm
you
not-
suck.
You know,
You said,
yeah.
yeah.
I decided to come see you guys instead of go to class.
Well, yeah, that's because we're better.
You say that, and
You have a world class.
Say that 'cause Scott's not
or
here.
me.
Yeah.
Easy choice in my book. I'm the
Definitely going with Hayden.
I do miss it in there.
I'm gonna go back to Gracie and just go help.
Please do.
Just start
Please.
I'm gonna stand in the middle
Please
of the mat.
do.
Help.
God. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they need to get bodied.
yeah,
There's some killers in there, dude.
Oh, dude, I can't imagine. Like everybody I started with is probably a fucking monster now.
yeah.
Except
Bro,
Chris
I
Horsemeyer.
rolled
know
with
he's
Jonathan
not.
Jackson the
Hope
other
he's in
day.
here.
He'd be wearing the pink Muay Thai trunks. I love it.
Yeah, Horsemeyer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes all in.
Worcestershire sauce.
Yep.
We gotta have him back in here. I miss that dude.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's something else.
He may be leaving us, I think. Isn't he going to another state or some shit?
Is he really?
Yeah, I know.
He's in the Army. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that would be very unfortunate. But if that is the case, we gotta have him back on the podcast.
We definitely we got to have like a going away thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
A personality like that will be missed around here.
Yeah.
You don't get many characters like him around here, especially that still have their foreskin intact. So
yeah, he is Mr. Foreskin. I'll give him that.
He is.
never seen one so lost.
Probably like rolling with him.
It's like another sleeve.
Get rolled up in it,
it's
bro.
like another sleeve in the gi.
He's like, are you grabbing me or what the fuck is it?
Is this a Chinese finger cuff? What the fuck's going on here?
I can't pull my arm out.
Wow, you're controlling my posture really well. That being said, guys, we have officially rolled over 8 o'clock. Last chance, please support the show if you like what you've seen tonight. Hit that PayPal link that's in the description. If it's not there, I'm sure it's on our page somewhere. If you want to get some Takeover Podcast merch, it is top of the line shit. Well, top of the line for us. Go to teespring.com. We've got the link at the top of the page. Other than that, guys, like I said just a few minutes ago, check out Parlor 9 Barbers if you live here in town. They're down on 9th Street. Jesse Holder, he's the one that cuts my hair, cuts Chase's hair. Doesn't cut his hair because he's lame. Check him out on the Booksy app. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you're listening to this audio only, go to our Facebook, drop us a like. If you're still in here and you haven't liked the podcast, I don't like you. So make sure you like it. Thanks, guys, for catching. Right back here.